Outside throw, touchdown! Kansas City! City wins the game!
Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
Back-to-back best sports talk hosts as voted on in the Pitch magazine.
Live from the Fan Studios. Here's CDOT.
Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. You were listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. My name is Carrington Harrison. Really excited to be here with you guys on this wonderful, wonderful Friday. We have so much to get into. We'll get to the Royals coming up in just a bit. Yes, we have to talk about the stadium. We actually have a little bit of news this time. So, the Kansas City Royals, they have sent a term sheet to Clay County for a possible North Kansas City stadium. We're going to be joined by the Clay County Commissioner, who was the one that told us this news. Jason Withington will be on the show coming up in about an hour. We'll get his thoughts on the Royals sending a term sheet to Clay County and possibly putting the new Royal Stadium in North Kansas City. We are also going to be joined by Joel Corey coming up in about 15 minutes or so. Trey Smith has to have a new contract by July 15th at 3 o'clock. If they do not reach an agreement in the next 4 days, Trey Smith will play under the franchise tag this year at $23.4 million. So we'll be joined by Joel Corey coming up in a bit. We'll find out what a contract extension looks like for Trey Smith and how much is it going to cost to get him locked in. Also, if he thinks that he will get a deal signed, Joel Corey will be on the show. Josh Vernier will be on the show. The Mets are in town. The Mets are good. The Royals are hot and playing much better baseball the last couple of weeks or so. We'll talk to him ahead of that series. A lot to get into in today's show. We are going to begin with the Kansas City Royals and their stadium news. But before we do that, I need you guys to do me a couple of favors. Number one, I need you listening to The Drive each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. And number two, I need you to tell one friend. I mean, it would be great if you could tell two friends to check out the show, but you know what? Beggars cannot be choosers. If you could just quite simply tell one person to check out the show, you know what? I would greatly appreciate that. Let me read to you the story from KCTV5. The ongoing Royal Stadium saga took another turn. Clay County Commissioner Jason Withington, who will be at the show at 3 o'clock, posted on social media that the Royals have contacted Clay County with terms for a possible stadium deal. Quote, many of you have asked for updates on the Royals, and I promise to keep you in the loop. Just before the 4th of July holiday, we received a term sheet from the Royals outlining their vision for a potential deal at the North Kansas City site. So this is just another piece of information. Now, I think the Royals are seriously considering North Kansas City. But I don't want to overreact to this news because I think this is, and you've heard this term before, them doing their due diligence. I think the Royals have sent very similar information to Kansas City, Missouri. I think they've sent it to Clay County. I think they've sent it to Johnson and Wyandotte County. I think the Royals are operating and playing this far closer to the vest and far more private than they were the last time. And them just sending out a term sheet is just, if we move here, this is how we think that it works. I think the Royals, if their plan is to move to whether it's Johnson County, whether it's Wyandotte County out by the Legends, whether it's in North Kansas City, I think it is the Royals telling you that they have given up on their downtown stadium dreams and they want to be the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves had a baseball stadium in the city. They moved to the suburbs and they built Battery Park. Now, I've never been there myself. I did go to Turner Field. But anybody that talks about the Atlanta baseball stadium and what they have built, it sounds to me like if you're not going to have downtown baseball, that is the vision. You go out to the suburbs, you have all the space in the world, all the tax benefits in the world, and you create your baseball-a-palooza. It sounds like the Royals, which makes sense to me in exploring all options. Let's reach out to North Kansas City, and let's just continue that dialogue. I think the Royals have been very open. I think it's very different what they're asking for than what the Chiefs. The Royals are planning something very different. The Chiefs are either considering building a new stadium in Kansas or renovations to the current structure that they already have. The Royals have told you time and time again, we are not staying where we currently are. we are moving into a brand new baseball stadium, and they are trying to figure out where that can be. Is that going to be in Kansas City? Is that going to be in North Kansas City? Is that going to be in KCK? Is that going to be in Overland Park? None of us have the answer quite yet, but I think the Royals are simply doing their due diligence. I think the Royals are dotting I's and crossing T's and trying to get as much information and continue the negotiation with everybody to try to see this happen. One thing I'll be very curious to get Jason Withington's opinion on whenever he comes on the show, how do you plan on paying for this? A lot more people live in Jackson County than live in Clay County. So the tax base is just going to be much stronger, much larger in one side than the other side. How do you pay for this if you're Clay County? The Royals, I guess the state, is talking about paying for 50%. Well, who's going to pay for the other 50%? Obviously, the Royals are going to put up some money in this. But Clay County, if you are trying to now be the host of the Royals, you are going to need to put a public vote out there to do something very similar to what happened in Jackson County. When you buy something in Jackson County, a portion of your sales tax goes directly to the teams to help upkeep the stadiums. That is what you were going to have to do in Clay County. Trust me, the Royals are not moving there for free. They'll come in, they'll take your land, but you're going to have to chip in, so to speak. The state has chipped in their portion. Clay County is going to potentially have to chip in their portion. We'll see what the Royals will potentially add to that combination as well. But I do think that the North Kansas City idea is viable. I don't think it's what the Royals ideally want. We've talked about this. I think the Royals want to be in downtown Kansas City. I think they wanted to be in the Crossroads. That idea failed. I think they have tried to make the Washington Square Park idea happen. We'll see if it actually comes to fruition. But if you don't get your ideal, if you don't get your plan A, you got to have a backup plan. You got to have your alternate route. And I think the Royals have told us repeatedly what they feel that alternate route is. Whether it's 119th and all, I've never really heard anything kind of come together about the Legends, but I assume you have to throw that into the conversation. And then the North Kansas City idea. The North Kansas City idea is not a bad one. It's not my favorite one. It's not what I want them to do. But it is not a bad idea if that's where the Royals plan on moving their stadium. We'll be joined by Jason Withington coming up in about an hour or so, and we'll get his opinion. We will talk about the actual baseball team. They certainly have earned it. They're winners of their last 4. They just swept the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they got one of the best teams coming into town in the New York Mets. We'll see if the weather potentially holds off. I'm seeing some reports that there could be some thunderstorms coming up later today. So knock on wood, I hope that if you're going out there to the ballpark today, I hope that you get fantastic, great weather. I know we didn't talk about the Royals, but we kind of did talk about the Royals. So that can only mean one thing. Rob, hit me.
We're where you want to be. Baseball with the Royals. If you want to be.
Carrington Harrison and Royals Live takes us back to the year 2009, where on this date in Royals baseball, the Royals lost 15-9 to the Boston Red Sox. Here is today's random Royals lineup. Leading off, the should-be Royals Hall of Famer in center field, David DeJesus.
He is a random Royals lineup all-star.
Batting second in right field, Ryan Friel.
I've heard of that name before, but I ain't never heard of that name before. Ryan Friel. Is he a former Cardinal?
I have very little recollection of him in Kansas City.
How many games did Ryan Friel play in a Royals uniform?
Ryan Friel played 18 games for the Royals.
I mean, of course. Yeah, I was like, come on now. I was like, that guy didn't play a lot of Royals baseball. I don't know that man.
He wasn't a Cardinal, but he was a Cincinnati Red. So.
Yeah, I knew it was some kind of red team that he played for. We got him at the very end of his career. You're right. He played 18 games, 45 plate appearances. Of course, he didn't hit a home run. Hit 244, was out the league.
He batted second on this day, by the way. Batting third, the first baseman, Billy Butler. Batting fourth.
I don't know if the organization did right by Billy Butler. He played with a lot of bad teams.
Batting fourth, the third baseman, Mark Tien.
Marky Mark, your funky bunch.
Batting fifth in left field, certified bank robber, Jose Guillen.
Ski mask all-star. Put him up. Put him up.
Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Mike Jacobs.
I remember Mike Jacobs. Former Marlin, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Former Marlin.
Batting seventh, the second baseman, Alberto Callaspo.
I remember him. Great utility infielder, you know? Great utility. You know who Alberto Callaspo should have been? He should have been Mikel Garcia. That was his ceiling. His ceiling was Mikel Garcia. He just didn't have the coaching that Mikel Garcia's had. He didn't have the genetics.
Batting 8, the catcher, Miguel Olivo.
Okay. Royals legend.
And batting 9th, the shortstop, Tony Pena.
That team had to have won 57 games. That team didn't win a whole lot.
They did win. I'll go back here. They finished with 65 wins season.
I was real close. I mean, I wasn't that far off.
By the way, Royals got beat around this day because they got a bad start from Gil Mesh.
Well, of course. Another legalized bank robber.
Come on now. Gil gave it back.
Okay, well, yeah.
Gil got
He
caught.
apologized.
Gil got caught with what, the paint dye on his hands, and said, "My bad," and handed back $11 million.
He apologized. He was like, "I didn't mean to do this. Here you go. I'll give it back. I'll give it back." All right, coming up on the other side, we're going to be joined by Joel Corey. He is going to be on the show. He is a former NFL agent. Not many people understand the NFL salary cap and contracts better than Joel Corey. He's going to be on the show coming up in just a bit. We'll get his thoughts on what will happen with Trey Smith. What's going to happen with Trent McDuffie? Should the Chiefs go ahead and have a conversation with George Karlaftis? A lot of contract news to discuss with Joel Corey. We'll do it next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison, host of the Random Royals lineup on 96.5 The Fan.
Baseball with the Royals.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
This week only, go to Peter's Clothiers to get half-off suits by Jack Henry. Choose from many colors and sizes. Peter's Clothiers, 124th and State Line. This week only, Jack Henry suits are half off. Come in today, only at Peter's Clothiers.
At home instead, our adaptable care plans give you the confidence of personalized help that's with you throughout your day. Even though we know there are plenty of things you'll still want to fly solo on, like finishing your daily Sudoku, or trying water aerobics, or watching baseball, also known as hogging the remote. We'll provide companionship when you need it, and space when you don't, all with a smile from qualified, compassionate caregivers matched to you. Visit Home Instead online for a better what's next.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Listening is so important, and that's what Dawn Sharp does. She listens to her clients' needs. Buying or selling a home is stressful, and you want an agent who puts your needs at the top of every single list. And you want to contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp and the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. Ask them about their instant offer program. You can Google them at Sharp Homes Team, or better yet, pay them a visit at homesforsaleandkc.com. And start packing.
Here is your Game of the Week, presented by Hyundai. Few teams in the MLB have reached 50 wins so far this season, but 2 of them will be facing off in a weekend series. New York will host Chicago as the team from the north side of Chicago heads to the Bronx in a battle of 2 of the biggest franchises in baseball. Both teams are looking to hold tight to the division lead, but the task won't be easy in this series. Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably, because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9, a 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9, space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details. EPA estimated range for Ioniq 9 based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only, actual range will vary based on several factors. Introducing the all-electric Ioniq 9. Space for up to 7, range for miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade.
Dana Carvey.
Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison on 96.5 The Fan and the Odyssey app.
Really excited to be joined by our next guest, Joel Corry. He is a former NFL agent. He is with CBS Sports. Very few people in sports media understand contracts better than him. Very few people understand the salary cap much better than him. Really excited to take an off-season look with the Kansas City Chiefs. We welcome Joel Corry onto the show. Joel, really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. The deadline to get a franchise tag player signed is July 15th. There's only one team in the league that has a player currently on a franchise tag. It's the Chiefs. Do you think the Chiefs are going to reach an agreement with Trey Smith?
Yeah, I would hope that they would, because they traded away the other guard, Joe Thuney. So they've handed him a ton of leverage. So they're going to have to come really strong to get this thing done. His statements a couple of days ago, or maybe it was even yesterday, weren't great from the Chiefs from this standpoint. He's taking a really hands-off approach. I'm leaving it to my agents, which gives them wide latitude to do what they want, drive an extremely hard bargain. What the Chiefs would want is for him to take a Micah Parsons hands-on approach, which at times seems like it could benefit the Cowboys, but I still think it probably gets done and the Chiefs bite the bullet, because the alternative next year isn't pretty.
So I guess let's branch off from that. What does a contract extension look like? I mean, he's already playing under the franchise tag, so we're talking $23.4 million. That's a significant amount of money for an interior offensive lineman. If we're talking long-term, if we're talking about guaranteed dollars up front and a signing bonus, what are we talking about for Trey Smith?
Well, that's the first thing. I was a little surprised they put the franchise tag on him, because the interior offensive linemen typically don't get it. Joe Thuney was franchised before you signed him as an offensive guard, and then Brandon Scherff twice in 20 and 21. But going back before that, it was Logan Mankins about a decade before that with the Patriots. Well, the thing is, you're probably going to have to set new standards in most meaningful metrics outside of making the highest paid offensive guard. That's kind of a given that the franchise tag is over $23 million, and the highest paid guy on a long-term deal is Lance Dickerson. Dickerson in Philadelphia, $21 million per year. So the biggest signing bonus you've ever had for an offensive guard is Quentin Nelson a couple of years ago at $31 million. Probably have to go that. And if you do that, you create a ton of cap room. because you could chop the salary down to league minimum or close to it, and you could have him on a cap number of about maybe less than 10 for this year. So you'd pick up $13 million of cap space. Then you're going to have to look at what's the most amount fully guaranteed, and that's Chris Lindstrom. He's got 48.2 fully guaranteed at signing. And then you also have Robert Hunt, and overall guarantees $63 million. I think you got to exceed those two marks as well. And if you have to, I'm sure the agent's going to factor in the equation that if you went year to year, next year's franchise tag is a shade over $28 million, and the two tags would be almost $51.5 million. So he might be looking at that is what he needs fully guaranteed at signing. The problem is you got a tag number so much higher than the rest of the market that getting a deal done for just a nominal increase over Landon Dickerson will be tough. You're probably going to have to have a long-term deal, which is closer to the tag number than it is the top of the market right now.
Joel, one argument that I made and why I wouldn't have paid Trey Smith, and it's not because I don't think he's a good player, it's just positional value. I am a little bit surprised for a team that we've seen maybe not pay certain pass rushers or move on from a wide receiver or not pay a certain corner. I was surprised to see them lock in themselves for $23 million for an interior offensive lineman, and now you're talking about a $51 million deal and maybe 80 or 90 over the length of the deal. I am surprised the Chiefs are willing to pay this much for that position.
Yeah, so am I. But when you traded away your other guard and you stuck the franchise tag on him, you shifted that thing big time. He has all the leverage. He's sitting there going, well, he signed the tag pretty quickly, which was smart because it became fully guaranteed at that point. If you have an unsigned tender, it can be revoked. So that's now out of the equation. He's looking at it, and his people are looking at it, well, I can play for my 23-4, and then I'm going to be a free agent next year. Because he probably, based on history in terms of what happens when you have a Pro Bowl caliber offensive guard hit the open market, it's happened on maybe 5 occasions in the past decade, that got the market. So that's probably going to happen if you let him get out there. But it did surprise me between the tag and the trade. He's got the hammer, and if he's taking the approach, I'm leaving that to my agents, it's going to be used. They're not going to show a lot of mercy to the Chiefs unless he gave them specific marching orders that when we get to July 15, I'll take the best deal that's on the table. If he didn't, then Kansas City could have a problem. But you don't trade Tooney and stick the tag on him not to get a deal done.
I guess, Joel, to just wrap this up here and just kind of have it concise, how many years do you think the deal is for Trey Smith? What do you think the overall value of the contract is? What do you think the guaranteed number is for him?
He's not going to give you more than 4 total years. And I look at not 4 new years besides the tag number he's playing on. That's a placeholder. So I'm really thinking 4 years, 25, 26, 27, 28. He's not going to give you more than that. Since you're probably going to have to go maybe 50 fully guaranteed at signing since Lindstrom's at 48 and probably 65 in overall guarantees. If you could get this thing for anything under 90 for the 4 years, I think you should be happy with that. I suspect it might be closer to 92 to 95. If that might give the Chiefs sticker shock. But I don't think it's going to be the 2.5% increases we've had with Lindstrom when he became the highest paid guy, or Dickerson when he became the highest paid guy, because that only puts you $21.5 million. So that franchise tag just totally changed the dynamics of negotiation.
From a negotiating standpoint, I guess a roster building salary cap standpoint, are there positives to just having a player play out that 1 year on the franchise tag? What are the negatives? Because I look at it as the contract's not very fluid. And one thing the Chiefs kind of love is fluidity in their deals. You look at Mahomes' deal, very fluid. You can move things around. They like to restructure from time to time. I think the biggest reason on why they end up getting this deal done is because they have the flexibility in order to do some of the other moves that they like.
Yeah, because you're going to create probably $13 million of cap space, depending upon how you do it, because I'm assuming he's getting a record signing bonus. So that's going to put him in a signing bonus over $31 million. In low base salary, then you can create about $13 million of cap space, maybe a little more if you want to, if that's the way you choose to do it. And then you have a ton of flexibility to do whatever you want for the rest of the year. One good thing is, and then you can do better cap planning with him if you have him signed long term. If you don't have him signed long term, we've seen that for Pro Bowl caliber players, that the longer you wait, the more it's going to cost you. And if he builds upon last year and improves, and you're looking at a little over $28 million as a franchise tag, and you don't want to pay that, he's going to hit the open market, and he's going to reset the market anyway. So you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't from that standpoint. One good thing about your offensive line is, I don't know if it's a good thing, but one thing that you can count on next year is you're going to pick up $20 million of cap relief from getting rid of the right tackle mistake you made a couple of years ago.
Well, let's talk about that deal. We were kind of discussing that yesterday about the Jawan Taylor deal. There really is no flexibility to it. We were kind of entertaining the possibility with the Chiefs, maybe have Joshua Simmons play right tackle. Could Jawan Taylor go to the bench? And my biggest argument is you're not sending a guy with a $27 million cap hit on the bench. Like, there is the financials, there is the business side of it. Jawan Taylor will be given every opportunity to play this year to justify that contract. How do you kind of view Jawan Taylor's deal? I'm kind of seeing it like you kind of got to take your medicine now. You got to just get through this year. You save $20 million next year, and then you can move on from him at that position.
Yeah, there are 20 million reasons for him to be playing this year. The way it was structured, and I expect that any deal with Trey Smith would be this way, that his $19.5 million base salary for 2025 was guaranteed for injury at signing. And then the skill and cap guarantees kicked in to make it fully guaranteed third day of the 2024 league year. So coming into this year, you weren't getting rid of him. Same thing with the roster bonus. The workout bonus, it became fully guaranteed March 2024. So you're going to have what's not fully guaranteed if you get a Smith deal done is going to be guaranteed for injury, and the full guarantee will vest a year early. So you're going to be in the same kind of structural boat. But, yeah, you got to take your medicine. Bad signing, and you can wipe them off the books next year. You'll pick up $20 million in cap space, and you're going to have like $7.3 million in dead money.
I guess the same question, albeit a different kind of concern for Jalen Moore. The Chiefs go out and they get Jalen Moore. They give him $21 million guaranteed, and then it looks like they potentially already drafted his replacement, at least at left tackle, where you maybe have 3 tackles, but only 2 of them can be on the field. How do you think they handle Jalen Moore? And do you see it as a potential negative? Let's say that they start the young guy, they start the rookie. Jalen Moore is coming off the bench, and he's just that swing tackle that's there in case of an injury.
Well, you got a rookie who's coming off a torn patella tendon. That's not as much of an injury for an offensive lineman as it would be for a skill position player. Nonetheless, it's still serious. So you don't necessarily have to rush him into the starting lineup. So maybe you start more at left tackle and see how he's doing. You have the luxury of time with Simmons. And then if you have to, you make the switch. More swing tackle. He could be your future right tackle after this year. So it made sense to address left tackle in multiple ways, given it was a major issue in the Super Bowl last year. And because Tooney was playing out of position. All-Pro, first-team All-Pro left guard was doing a pretty decent job up until the Super Bowl, playing out of position, but it really was a problem in the Super Bowl.
Right now, we're talking to Joel Corey for a couple more minutes here. He's with CBS Sports, a former agent. Not many people understand contracts and the salary cap much better than him. Speaking of positional value, we talked about it with Trey Smith. I'm big on pay Trent McDuffie right now. He's an all-pro corner 2 times in his first 3 seasons. There's just been no real conversation about getting a deal done with him. And usually when there's no smoke, there's no fire. I don't really see them paying Trent McDuffie this offseason, maybe next offseason, but I don't really know if there's reason to believe that in the next couple of days or so before the Chiefs go to training camp that they're locking in their 24-year-old all-pro corner.
Well, he has no reason to do a deal right now from this standpoint. He probably wants to wait for Sauce Gardner to get done because the Jets have some talk about trying to get him done and also Garrett Wilson. Although Sauce Gardner had his worst year of his 3-year NFL career in 2024, I expect him to reset the market. He'll go above Stingley's $30 million per year. I want that data point in the marketplace before I'm negotiating anything if I'm McDuffie. So there's incentive for him not to get a deal done now.
That is Joe Corey joining us on the show today to talk about the contracts that are kind of loading up for the Kansas City Chiefs. They certainly have a lot to discuss. Trey Smith, he has to sign a new deal by July 15th. Trent McDuffie is a possible extension. There's a lot of news and notes from the business side with the Kansas City Chiefs. Joel, great stuff as always. We look forward to catching up with you in a couple of days if the Chiefs get a deal done with Trey Smith.
Sounds good. Anytime.
Absolutely. That is Joe Corey joining us on the show today with CBS Sports. Always enjoy catching up with him. I just looked this up because I was very curious to see where this would line up. So, Rob, let's say that the Chiefs give Trey Smith the contract that Joel just said. 4 years, $92 to $95 million, somewhere in that range, and $50 million guaranteed. That's equivalent to having the 10th highest paid wide receiver in the league. That is basically Calvin Ridley's contract. Calvin Ridley's contract is 4 years, $92 million. He got $46.9 million guaranteed. It's a notch below A.J. Brown's contract. A.J. Brown got $51 million guaranteed. Now, Rob, we don't have to rehash the entire positional value conversation, but I am a little bit surprised that the Chiefs are willing to spend, high-end wide receiver 2 money. That's what this is, high-end wide receiver 2 money for a right guard. I am very surprised. This is more than what Devontae Smith got, more than what Jalen Waddle got. This is big-time money to be giving out a player, and I'm all for it. Hey, you got to pay guys. That's how the salary cap works, but I am surprised they're doing it at right guard.
I'm like you. I don't want to rehash the positional value conversation. I will say, if I'm Brett Veach, if I'm Clark Hunt, if I'm the power structure that is the Kansas City Chiefs, maybe the way they're looking at it is we have 2 cost control wide receivers. So one of them has another year before it's time to start talking contract. Another one has 2 years before it's time to start talking contracts. So we can kind of sort of go cheap at wide receiver, a position that has historically been very expensive in the now, pay Smith and kind of kick the can down the road on what we do with Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, because I would imagine most high-end wide receiver 2 money is, obviously in the second contract, but most teams with high-end wide receiver 2 money are going cheap at another location. The Chiefs have a little flexibility because they're already inherently cheap at wide receiver. So maybe they feel like we can go expensive at guard because we have the built-in advantage of we are going cheap at wide receiver.
Yeah, that's definitely it. And the text line is saying we're talking about protecting an historical quarterback. I'm certainly all for it. The Royals, their positional value chart is just very, very different than what I would have. And I'm with you on protecting a quarterback, but they've gone super cheap on running back. They've gone kind of cheap at wide receiver the last couple of years. Like, part of protecting your quarterback is giving them great options to kind of throw the ball to. So it's just a team building exercise. Some of you would do this. I wouldn't do it. The Chiefs are probably going to do it, and we'll see where it goes from there. But they are in line to give Trey Smith top 10 wide receiver money, which a notch below A.J. Brown. If I asked you guys, what player would you rather have on your team? Would you rather have A.J. Brown or Trey Smith? I think the answer for most people would end up being A.J. Brown, who was the best wide receiver on the best team in the league. Rob, we got a little bit of breaking news here. I'm not sure if you've seen this news or not, but the Royals have another all-star. So they added Carlos Estevez earlier today, and they just added Miguel Garcia. Miguel Garcia has been added to the 2025 All-Star team. He is going to replace Brandon Love on the American League roster. In a note from the Kansas City Royals, Major League Baseball announces that Miguel Garcia has been added to the American League All-Star team to mark his first All-Star appearance. He will join 3 of his other teammates, and he will join them Tuesday, July 15th in Atlanta, Georgia, in the All-Star game. So congratulations to Miguel Garcia. A lot of people felt like Garcia got snubbed. He obviously was one of the players that was on the bubble that was next up if a couple injuries happened. Congratulations to him. He certainly has earned it. He's turned himself to an All-Star. The Royals are going to have 4 representatives in the All-Star. Congratulations to them.
First and foremost, I agree with you. credit Michael Garcia, who absolutely deserved to be an All-Star. Carlos Estevez, too. I believe he's one of the top saves leaders in the AL. Both of them are very deserving. Bobby's very deserving. Bubic's very deserving. I want that on the record before I say this. Is the MLB All-Star Game becoming the NFL Pro Bowl? Because how many guys have been replaced? We had Jacob Milham on the show yesterday, and he said Garcia should have been an All-Star, and he's extra frustrated because there were 3 replacement third baseman, middle infield types that already got added to the AL roster, and none of them were Michael Garcia. Now, today, we have 2 more. Now, they were Royals, replacement additions to the MLB All-Star Game. Like, maybe it's just I'm showing my old man status here. I don't remember when we were kids, Carrington, that the MLB All-Star Game was having 6, 7, 8, 9 replacement players pop up and on the roster a week after announcement. Credit to them, but it's starting to get a little bit of a Pro Bowl vibe, with people saying, nah, I'm good, thanks for the honor, and then someone else fills in. Like, the All-Star roster is not 25 men anymore. It's like 40 at this point.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. There are only 4 teams who have more All-Stars than the Royals have: the Tigers, Mariners, Dodgers, and Padres. The Royals now have the same number of All-Stars as the Astros, Yankees, Rays, and Mets. So if you were curious, the Royals have as many All-Stars on their roster as those handful of teams. I just think it's an overall positive, and you like to see guys get rewarded for the season that they are putting together. Michael Garcia has had a very, very good year. There are not many players right now in Major League Baseball that are hitting 300 or better. He's one of those players. The last time that I checked, it was 9 players in baseball that were hitting 300. He has really developed and turned himself into a very good player. And you're right, they are kind of doing it. I'm perfectly fine with that if that's what it's going to be. It's an exhibition and being named to the team. Some years you'll go, some years you won't go. But it's just cool to see your guys. And you and I had the initial conversation. We set the over-under at 2.5. They originally got 2, but they also had 2 guys as a possible to make the All-Star. Both of those guys have now made the team. Carlos Estevez is on the team, and Michael Garcia is on the team. So congratulations to both of them.
I mean, it's very exciting for those guys. I mean, it is odd. How many teams have more than the Royals? Like, the Royals, and don't get me wrong, they're playing better baseball, and I would love if the Royals got hot in the second half.
4 teams have more All-Stars than the Royals: the Tigers, Mariners, Dodgers, and Padres. Those are the teams with more All-Stars than the Royals.
Every single one is a playoff team. So not only are the Royals in the category of playoff team, the Royals are sub 500 right now. They're carrying a top 5 amount of All-Star. That's what's peculiar to me. Like, I know we don't care about the Pro Bowl, but people would be shocked in Kansas City if you look at the Pro Bowl roster and you're like, who has the most Pro Bowlers? The Raiders at 8 and 9. You'd be like, wait a second, and the math ain't mathin', as you like to always say. So congratulations to the Royals. Their individual successes deserve to be honored, but it is peculiar to me that a team that's 49 and 50 is carrying the same amount of All-Stars as the Dodgers, who are world beaters.
Let's get back to what Joe Corey had to say. I did want to get you guys the breaking news that Michael Garcia has been named to the All-Star team. I thought it was a really interesting note from Joel Corey about Trent McDuffie. It certainly is in his best interest to wait for Sauce Gardner. Everybody else that we deem to be a top-flight young corner in the league has gotten their contract already. Derek Stingley's contract is out there. Pat Surtain II, his contract is out there. If you're McDuffie and you let Sauce Gardner go before you, and now you're the last one looking to get paid. So if you're McDuffie, I do understand the wanting to take a bet on yourself. You don't have an injury history. You've been an All-Pro 2 of your first 3 years. You go out, you have another great season. This team has great postseason success. They make another Super Bowl. You're another All-Pro guy. You're talking about being an All-Pro player for 3 of your first 4 years of your deal. Then, yeah, you're talking about a substantial increase. You're talking about being one of the 5 highest paid defensive players in the league you could be looking at if you're him, certainly from a non-pass rusher standpoint. So we'll see how the Trent McDuffie contract kind of plays itself out. But I thought that was interesting from Joe Corey that you're going to kind of wait to see how things come together. Like, you're going to wait to see how everything kind of materializes. And that certainly makes sense to me if you're Trent McDuffie and you're looking to get paid. You wait for Sauce Gardner, and now you have all the information from the other 3 corners, and you look for something in that range. I certainly hope the Chiefs give it to him. I think he's one of the 4 best corners in the National Football League. You could probably argue that he's better than Sauce Gardner, especially in a variety of different coverages. Coming up on the other side, you guys always laugh at me when I have this take, but I think it's possible that I'm right. I'll tell you what it is. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Don't let clogged drains slow you down. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews ensures your peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Gear up, race fans. Sioux Cup IndyCar Race Weekend is roaring into Iowa Speedway July 11th to the 13th, featuring the only NTT IndyCar Series doubleheader weekend on the 2025 schedule. Sioux Cup IndyCar Race Weekend has become one of the most anticipated and action-packed events in racing. Tickets are going fast. Score yours today and get ready to feel the rush at the fastest short track on the planet. Visit IndyCar@Iowa.com for tickets. Sioux Cup IndyCar Race Weekend at Iowa Speedway, the ultimate summer racing event.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Go Yard all baseball season long with Underdog's Champions Game. Join the millions who have already won billions making plays on Underdog and be next to join one of the leading places to make all your sports selections that you can play in your state. To play, all you have to do is download the app. Choose whether you think a player will go higher or lower than their favorite stats. Home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and so much more. Once your entry feels good, you can play with as little as $1. And if you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. That's right. If you bet $1, you could get up to 1,000 times your money. So you really could turn $1 into $1,000 with your baseball knowledge. Download the Underdog app. Sign up using that promo code TAP, T-A-P-P, to unlock a special offer for up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code TAP, T-A-P-P. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See UnderdogFantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credits plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
The best moments in life weren't meant to sit in a box, gathering dust in the attic or stuck on outdated tapes. They're meant to be seen, heard, and shared again and again.
Oh, look how little you were.
That's why Legacy Box exists, to help you preserve and relive your family's history. Imagine being able to text a video of your grandparents to your kids, or share a childhood memory with your siblings in seconds.
Wow, I haven't seen this in years.
Legacy Box makes it that easy. Just fill your Legacy Box with all your analog media. Send it to our headquarters in Tennessee, where we digitize everything by hand. And in just a few weeks, we'll send back your originals, digitized, preserved, and stored in the cloud, so you can easily stream, download, and share your memories. Anytime, anywhere. Join the millions of families that have trusted Legacy Box. Go to legacybox.com/value for 50% off. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off.
This afternoon, high of 95 with sun, clouds, and a slight chance of showers.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Now, I can admit that there are some takes that I dust off every single year. I accept that. I don't think that makes me different than most of your favorite sports talk hosts. I tell you guys every year that in Home Alone, it just would have been easier if the Wet Bandits had a pistol. I give my firework guy take every year. I've come to enjoy it. And I see the text on, we got to hear this again. Yes, you need to hear this again because firework guy is a threat to our safety, our livelihood, our communities. And I want you to stay away from firework guy because firework guy is a threat. Now, some of you listen to me, some of you don't listen to me, and that's fine. But I want to tell you a story about an NFL player. This story is about Najee Harris. On ESPN right now, Chargers running back Najee Harris sustained an eye injury after a firework mishap at a 4th of July event. His agent said that the injury was superficial, and he is expected to be ready for the upcoming season. Oh, there's more. There were more people that were injured at this little 4th of July festivities. Let me read to you the story from the San Francisco Chronicle. 6 men and a 13-year-old boy were injured when a firework exploded at an apartment complex out west. The man who lit the firework is in critical condition. He lost several fingers due to the incident. The explosion, which involved a high-grade firework, occurred at 12:20 a.m. on Saturday in the back alley at an apartment complex. Why is Najee Harris popping fireworks at an apartment complex? Why is Najee Harris around high-grade explosives? Makes no sense to me. But that's firework guy. That man started the 4th of July with 10 fingers. He now has 7. He now has the Ninja Turtle hand because he's firework guy. I'm not here to rain on anybody's parade. I know you guys think that I'm just a hater and I don't like anything. There's a lot of things that I like. There's a lot of things that I love. You know what I love? Having all of my fingers and being able to use all of my extremities. And I want you to get through the 4th of July weekend with that same thing intact. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I hope that you listened to me. But Najee Harris, you almost shot your eye out. Right? You almost shot your eye out. You're an NFL running back. You almost turned into Fetty Wap because you're a firework guy. So next year, let this be a lesson to you. Just like sometimes we need examples of when to wear your seatbelt. You know, sometimes when things happen and we always hear, man, you know, it just makes you really appreciate life. I want you to appreciate sight. I want you to appreciate your hands. That's what I want. And I'm telling you right now that we almost lost Najee Harris on your fantasy football team because he almost shot his eye out with a bottle rocket. Don't be firework guy. And it sounds to me like two of these people had to go to the hospital, and one of the people that Najee Harris was hanging with lost fingers. Stay away from firework, man. Put this in the back of your mind. Store this information for next year. So when I give this take, you'll notice I'm not crazy. I'm really trying to help you. I'm really trying to look out for you. That's it. I don't got nothing else.
I'm legitimately stunned more NFL contracts don't have provisions about fireworks. After what happened to Jason Pierre-Paul, if I'm an NFL team, I mean, the Chiefs don't let Patrick Mahomes play basketball. I would not let my players anywhere near contractually some fireworks. No, too much bad can happen.
There's nothing wrong with just lighting a little fireworks. You know what that black
There's nothing
cat?
wrong with just watching, being a spectator.
That little small black cat you holding, it ain't blowing off your fingers. Involved a high-grade firework. You was out there shooting off M80s. You tried to put the sparklers together to make a bomb. And now look at you. You got the Scary Movie two-hand. It didn't have to be that way. How can you hold the football with the Scary Movie two-hand? You almost lost your eye. You wanted to look like the Raiders logo. You don't got to live that way, Najee Harris. You don't have to live that way. Do you think Najee Harris is a good player? He's like the most confusing player in the league because he runs for 1,000 yards every year, but he always does it with like 300 carries and runs for like 3.7 yards per carry. Is Najee Harris a good or a bad running back?
He's bad. Najee Harris is not good.
Okay. I'm just saying.
I remember that.
You guys love nice round numbers. He's run for 1,000 yards every year that he's been in the league.
I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's good, though. I think he falls in that gray. I think if he got 100 less carries a season, people would look at him as a bust. But the Steelers and the Chargers are about to do the same, just kept running and running and running. Just give him all the carries and let's see what happens. But I think he's, you know how in the NBA we talk about volume shooters? Hey, a guy can drop 30, but he did it on 29 shots.
Terry Rozier.
Yeah, that's what Najee Harris is. Yeah, you got 25 points, but you took 30 shots to do it. It wasn't very efficient. That's Najee Harris.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Najee Harris in his career, he has rushed for 1,000 yards in every season. He's averaging 3.9 yards per carry with 28 touchdowns. So he does get in the end zone for you. I mean, he had 6 touchdowns last year. He's good for an anytime touchdown. He'll get you an anytime touchdown every once in a while. What's Najee Harris to score a touchdown? Probably plus 250, plus 300 to score a touchdown. Go ahead and take a little bet on Najee Harris. He'll get you right. He'll get in the end zone for you every once in a while. Najee's a good second running back.
I'm gonna say he's not the. I don't think I was looking it up. I couldn't remember if I knew the Chargers drafted someone. It was Amari on Hampton.
Yeah, Hampton. Yeah, I'm saying even on your fantasy team, you got to have another running back if you got Najee Harris. He's got to be your guy. He's got to be your flex in case of emergency or when somebody gets injured. But you can't be starting Najee Harris.
I mean, I feel like at this point in his career, if you're starting Najee Harris, you're in kind of trouble in fantasy football. I mean, he's a number 2 running back in real life. I mean, imagine being like, you know who I'm going to start in fantasy this week? Kareem Hunt. Like, what are we doing here?
A lot of people listening probably did start Kareem Hunt last year.
He went number 2 running back last year. That times have changed.
That's fair. I just was throwing that out there. I don't know much about fantasy football. I just know Najee Harris. He's a name that I know. He plays a position that people always value in fantasy. So
Also, I don't know if you know this. It's a very under-the-radar stat about Najee Harris. He was a former KU commit. There you go. He and Jamar Chase could have saved the program.
Yeah, how long was Najee Harris committed for? 3 days?
I think he was actually committed. I think he was a verbal, and then he left town. I was like, nah, I'm good. It's weird David Beatty couldn't lock those guys up.
What do you think happened that made Najee Harris commit to KU and then go back home and like, you can't go play there?
He actually was committed less than Jamar Chase.
Najee Harris is from California. He is from Martinez, California, and went to Alabama. I'd love to know what he saw at KU. It was like, yo, I'm playing football here. I bet that was an amazing weekend that Najee Harris had. And then he came down from that recruiting high. It was a Tuesday, and his mom was like, son, I can't let you go to KU. Come on now.
He lasted less at Kansas than Jamar Chase did. Jamar Chase at least waited a week. Jamar Chase finished his visit, committed, went home, then went on a visit to LSU, decommitted, committed to LSU. Najee Harris, it was quick.
I'm sitting here. I just did a quick reading. It might be a few years before he's eligible, but the fact that Najee Harris attended a KU practice is a great sign. Yeah, no, he went to a practice.
That wasn't even a commit. I apologize. He was in there with the gear. He was showing up, talking to people. He was ready to go.
How did they even get him to visit? I'm serious. I'm now doing a quick Google search. He was the highest rated recruit to even visit KU since 1998. And he's not even a local kid. Like, I could see if a kid from, like, Topeka, all right, I'm going to take the trip. How did they get Najee Harris from California to fly out to sit down with David Beatty to talk about playing football at Kansas? What was going on?
Was he just taking visits everywhere? Like, that had to be it. Like,
This had to be during basketball season.
I want to see his visit list. If he was just hitting every school, like, there's a San Diego State in there or whatever. It's just... woof.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm confused. Like, I'm genuinely confused at what happened. He was the #1 overall recruit on Rivals. He took a visit at KU. odd. I can't believe that. I would love to hear that story. Hey, Najee, what, you committed to Kansas? You didn't commit to Mark Mangino. You committed to the David Beatty Jayhawks. I don't know what was going on there. They didn't even have a nice stadium. They still had the track around the football stadium. You saw the track around the stadium, and hey, that weekend at the Hawk was a crazy weekend.
Boom Boom Room was going up that weekend.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on over there at the wheel, but I'm telling you right now, it was a time. It was a time at Sandbar.
I'm telling you right now, the Cave has never had a better weekend.
Yeah, Najee's never had a better weekend that weekend he committed to the University of Kansas. Coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to be joined by the Clay County Commissioner, Jason Whittington, will be on the show. The Royals have sent a term sheet to North Kansas City for a possible stadium. We'll talk to him about it. Keep it right here. So drive.
Hey, it's Cole Reagans from the Kansas City Royals. You're listening to The Drive with CDOT on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Say hello to Wendy's new 2-for-4 Biggie Bundle. Choose from the JBC made with fresh, never frozen beef, crispy chicken sandwich, 6-piece nugs, or small soft drink. Any two for just $4. It's like the reunion special you've been waiting for, but the only drama is watching you try to pick just two. For a deal as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Request 2 for $4 Biggie Bundles to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S. Alaska.
Brew Brothers at Harris, Kansas City, now open. Dine on mouth-watering appetizers, then feast on one of our 6 American Wagyu burgers, including the Bacon Jam Burger and Blazing Burger. Wash it down with your favorite ice-cold beverage, all while watching the game on one of our 45 TVs. Dine in or carry out. Brew Brothers at Harris, Kansas City always hits the spot. Brew Brothers and Brew Brothers Express are now open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-BETS-OFF.
Hey folks, I've got a couple of important questions for you. Do you know how much money you need to retire? Do you have a plan in place for your loved ones? If your answer is no, it's time to get your financial planning on track with UMB Private Wealth. It's never too late to start. Plus, their team supports you at every step of the planning process. Go to umb.com/privatewealth to schedule your appointment. That's umb.com/privatewealth. Why not start today?
FanDuel, because nothing says summer fun quite like adding excitement to the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. Summer sports are calling your name. That means baseball under the stadium lights, golf on pristine green fairways, soccer matches between world-class goals, and all the action-packed moments that happen in between. You're going to spend all day following your favorite sports on your phone anyway, so you might as well make them more thrilling, more exciting with FanDuel. Open up the app today to see the daily promotions. New customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com/KFNZ. Use my promo code to get everything started. FanDuel is an official partner of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues. Non-withdrawable bonus bets. Expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement. Kansas Casino LLC. Gambling problem. Get out with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-949-1441. That's 800-949-1441. 800-949-1441.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This report is brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. Proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Each can of Surfside is only 100 calories and the best part, 0 bubbles. Grab it at the Cave or ask for it at your favorite bars and liquor stores.
Have you watched Die Royal Decree? How about Chiefs Take Tuesday? Or would you rather Wednesday? Follow us on Instagram at TheFan965 for exclusive video content, giveaways, and behind-the-scenes action. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Welcome back into The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. Happy Friday to you and yours. There is a headline right now on 41's website that says the Clay County Commissioner says that the Royals have sent him a term sheet for a possible North Kansas City stadium. Well, we have the Clay County Commissioner on the phone right now. Jason Withington joins us to talk about this term sheet. Jason, happy to have you join us today.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So for people who don't know, explain what this term sheet is.
Yeah, so can't go into details, for confidentiality and everything, but basically it's just an outline of what, if they picked Clay County, what exactly they would be looking for in a potential deal.
To your understanding, has this been sent to Jackson County? Has this been sent to Johnson County and Wyandotte County? Do you think this is something that is exclusive to you guys?
I have no idea. We haven't asked that question. I haven't asked that question. The news has reported that, that the Royals are actively talking to multiple sites. And, even the Royals have said that they're, keeping their options open for the potential deal. So, I don't know. I would assume that they're having similar conversations, but I don't know for sure.
One term that has kind of been thrown out there is transparency. That was given a couple of weeks ago from Ty Masterson, who is on the Kansas side. You kind of use this term as well when you address the residents of Clay County. Why do you think the transparency is so important in this process?
Yeah, I'm a huge proponent of transparency, talking about what we can. And, I promised the citizens that I would keep them updated as much as possible. And, when the governor's coming to town later this afternoon and people started messaging me asking if this was a done deal, and I just wanted them to know, hey, we did receive a term sheet. We are not close to a deal, still a long ways to go. But, I appreciate as a citizen, I like having elected officials, just keep me up, keep the citizens up to date. And I try to do the best that I can also.
To the best of your ability, how would you describe the conversations that you guys have had with the Royals?
Yeah, I think it's been very productive. Again, we just began having these conversations, so still a long ways to go. But I'm not on the negotiating team for the county, but the ones that have said that the conversation has been very productive. So,
when you mentioned that these conversations have just begun, are you allowed to tell us when these conversations started?
Over the last few months, we've met with the Royals a couple of times, and more or less, it was just that, hey, we're still interested in North Kansas City as an option. But over the last couple of weeks, it seemed to have, especially after the legislature, passed that stadium bill, it seems to have picked up quite a bit.
Right now, we're talking to Jason Withington. He is the Clay County Commissioner. The Royals have sent Clay County a term sheet for what a possible North Kansas City stadium would look like. These renderings are beautiful. What are your, thoughts? What are your opinions on the rendering that was posted?
Oh yeah, so lifelong Northland resident. Love baseball. Grew up Kansas City Royals fan and a Diamondbacks fan. But yeah, I think it'd be awesome to have that view at downtown, and in the background, and have a Major League Baseball team in our home county. I mean, there's only 32 of those in the country, and I think it'd be awesome to have them.
A lot of people have a vision of downtown baseball. I'm one of those people that have a vision of downtown baseball. I've been to other cities around the country, and just seeing how it works, how the city functions with the stadium downtown is really appealing in my hometown. What do you say to people that want the stadium downtown? What do you think makes Clay County a better option than downtown Kansas City?
Yeah, so again, I'm a huge baseball fan, and I take the kids and the family to a new stadium every year, and we've been to a lot of downtown stadiums, and I love downtown baseball. Honestly, I wish the Royals would have picked the East Village. I thought the East Village would have been a lot better than the East Crossroads, but Clay County, if you look at like the Battery down in Atlanta, Wrigleyville, and Chicago, Clay County could do a similar development. The developer has site control of nearly 100 acres, and we already have a pretty solid nightlife with all the breweries and everything down there, but then there's Chicken and Pickle and some other restaurants that could serve as a base for new development and everything. But yeah, it's a solid nightlife. And Clay County, we're a growing county, we're a safe county, and I think we would offer similar amenities like the Battery in Wrigleyville.
You mentioned not liking the Crossroad idea. I wasn't too thrilled about the Crossroad idea, but I am very passionate about keeping the baseball stadium on this side of state line. Well, we know with Crossroad, they were going to have to clear out some space to make that possible. Is that going to be a concern in North Kansas City, or do you guys have all the space already necessary to build? It's something very similar to what you described in Atlanta.
Yeah, so, the developer has 100% site control. And, I think there would be some potential businesses impacted. But, one of the things the county has talked about is working with our Economic Development Council at the county and everything to work with any impacted business owners on how we can relocate them and keep them in Clay County. So that's, that's something that we have really been talking about and seriously considering, because, we don't want anybody to, as we talk about not losing any the Royals or the Chiefs to Kansas, we don't want to lose any of our other small businesses or any of our other businesses for that matter to anywhere else. We would like to keep them in Clay County. So yeah, we've been having those conversations also.
Right now we're talking to Jason Withington. He is the Clay County Commissioner. They have been sent a term sheet from the Royals for a possible North Kansas City stadium. A lot of people are concerned about the ability to get in and out of Clay County. Don't really think necessarily it's the best place to put a stadium. What concerns do you have about people's ability to get in and out of a new downtown or a new ballpark?
Yeah, so I mean, ingress and egress is definitely one of the top concerns that a lot of people have shared. I'm really not too worried about it. Yeah, sure, there's improvements that need to be made, but, people forget that North Kansas City is a population of 5,000 to 7,000, but have close to 100,000 people pass through it every day. It's an industrial part of the city, and plus, a lot of people drive through to get home from downtown to Platte and Clay County. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that drive through every day. But the state legislature has also, state senator Maggie Nurnberg, when she was in the House just last term, she secured, I believe it was $30 or $35 million for infrastructure improvements there at the I-35, I-29 split. And that was even before the Royals we're talking about North Kansas City. So, infrastructure improvements is definitely something that a lot of people have been looking at for that area prior to the Royals.
This is obviously going to cost a whole lot of money. I don't have to tell you that. Clay County doesn't have the base of people that Johnson County has or Jackson County has. In terms of, I guess, your portion of paying for things, what is the plan in Clay County? Tomorrow, if the Royals say, we want to move here, we love this idea, we want to work together, how is Clay County going to help pay for all of these new things?
Yeah, so, the state just passed that bill that would pay for 50% of the stadium cost. It's no secret that we'd have to go to the voters for a sales tax But, based on the polling that was out earlier this year that we saw, by a wide margin, Clay County as a whole seems to support the idea of a sales tax for the Royals. So, that would generate a couple $100 million also. But then, the team's going to have to pony up some money also.
Jason, could you see a possibility of a joint venture between Jackson and Clay counties to just kind of keep the Kansas counties out of it, and Jackson and Clay work together to keep the Royals on this side of state line?
Oh, absolutely. So I think, I think when Governor Mike Parson started this conversation towards the end of his term, the Missouri plan was to expand the tax base for the stadiums, move the Royals to North Kansas City. The Chiefs stay in Jackson County. That way, Clay County gives 100% of our sales tax to the Royals. Jackson County gave 100% sales tax to the Chiefs. And, Clay County's always been willing to be part of the Missouri plan, if you will, to keeping those teams here.
Right now, we are talking to Jason Withington. He is the Clay County Commissioner. The Royals have sent North Kansas City a term sheet for a possible North Kansas City stadium. Jason, do you have any idea of a timeline of when this thing could possibly be wrapping up? It feels like we have been having very similar conversations now for, 14, 15 months. It's certainly been a while. Do you have any indication of when the Royals are going to make their decision?
Yeah, no, I have no idea. I mean, the ball is completely in their court, but I'm like you. I'm getting sick and tired of talking about it, and if we're talking about this in a year from now, I'll be very disappointed. It'd be nice to put this behind us, and whether it's in Kansas, downtown, or hopefully North Kansas City, I'm hoping that, hopefully by the end of the year, the Royals have made a decision where their next future home's going to be, and I just hope it's in North Kansas City or the Missouri side.
Last thing here, and I appreciate your time. I live in downtown Kansas City, so it's just a very short drive for me to go across the bridge, and I've certainly learned a lot more about North Kansas City over the last, 2-3 years or so, as North Kansas City has certainly grown. You mentioned some of that nightlife. I go over there, have a drink, have something to eat, go to Screenland Armor. So North Kansas City is a place that I frequent. You know the other possible options out there around the city. Downtown is being flirted with in Washington Square Park. Overland Park, 119th and all. What do you think makes this area, what do you think makes Clay County the ideal destination for the Royals?
Yeah, we're very, I'm not saying anything bad about any of the other locations, but Clay County is a very safe part of Kansas City, and we're also talking about extending the streetcar. Well, not the county, but the city of North Kansas City is having those conversations with the streetcar authority about extending the streetcar across the Heart of America Bridge into North Kansas City. We have a solid nightlife already. I mean, you drive by Chicken and Pickle, especially in the summertime, there's people there until 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night on a Tuesday night. And, this would just bring 1 million more people through to North Kansas City. And, if you look at North Kansas City, where it was at, I'm 41. When I was a kid, it felt like, grandma and grandpa small town. And now it's got a very young, vibrant nightlife, younger demographics, and it's just completely changing. And I think this would help continue to see Clay County and North Kansas City prosper.
Jason, I would love for the stadium to be downtown, but you know what? I'd much rather it be in Clay County than in Johnson or Wyandotte County. So we got to team up together on this side to keep things away from them.
Hey, I'm with you, man. I want to do whatever I can. Clay County wants to be a part of however we can to keep the teams in Missouri. And I think, this makes perfect sense that, Royals come to Clay County, get 100% of the sales tax here, and then Jackson County gets to keep the Chiefs. And hopefully we can keep both teams here and not cross the state line.
That is Jason Withington joining us on the show today. Jason, great stuff, man. Appreciate your time.
All right, take care, brother.
Really curious to get you guys' thoughts on what you just heard. That was Jason Withington. He is the Clay County Commissioner. The Royals have sent a term sheet to North Kansas City for a possible North Kansas City stadium. We'll get your reaction. I'll give you my reaction coming up on the other side. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. But what if you could bank that equity right now? With TrueHold, you could sell your home for its current value so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. TrueHold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since TrueHold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit TrueHold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9393 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're shopping for an engagement ring, we want you to feel like a kid in a candy store. All of our diamonds are in stock, in-store and online, so you get to use your eyes, not your imagination. Come in and look at marquee-shaped diamonds right next to ovals and pears. As your friend and jeweler, you can trust you'll get your dream diamond at an everyday competitive price. We have the widest selection in-store and at shaneco.com, because a friend knows choosing a diamond is personal. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure what the best option is? Selling a home, especially when dealing with foreclosure, divorce, job relocation, or an inherited property, can feel overwhelming. That's why I don't just make offers. I help homeowners understand all their options so they can make the right choice with no pressure and no obligation. I'm Rex, a local homebuyer and resident right here in Kansas City. Whether you're looking for a fast cash sale or just want to explore your choices, I'll walk you through the pros and cons of selling to me or listing with an agent. If selling directly is your best move, I'll offer you a fair cash price and a closing timeline that fits your needs in as little as 7 days or on your schedule. No repairs, no commissions, no hidden fees. Just a transparent, hassle-free process so you know exactly what to expect. Let's talk. Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com for a free, no-pressure consultation. Rex Buys KC, helping homeowners make informed decisions with confidence.
The Black Friday and July event from Dell Technologies is here with great offers on trusted technology. You'll also discover huge deals on new AI-ready laptops like the Dell 14 Plus featuring Intel Core Ultra processors starting at $699.99. Save on top accessories, plus enjoy fast, free shipping and other benefits. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You gotta dip your chicken strips. Hey, this is Kiani.
And this is Tabitha.
And a little thing we love about Chick-fil-A chicken strips
is all the different sauces we can dip them in. I like to line up all my favorite sauces so that in every bite, I have a different flavor. Then with the tenderness of the chicken, the juiciness of it, it's all there.
And for me, I like to mix my sauces so I get a little tang and I get a little sweetness all in one bite.
That's what makes it for me. Like, that's what does it for me.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the summer of Chick-fil-A chicken strips and sauces. Order now on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Two problems in Grandview, 49 northbound at 155th in the right lane, and just before 49 southbound as you approach Red Bridge Road, right lane blocked. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center, I'm Val. 96.5, The Fan Traffic.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Hey, it's Lucas Ursig from the Kansas City Royals. You're listening to The Drive with C-Dot on 96.5 The Fan.
All right, let's go through the text line. Text line 913-586-7965. If you want to call in, you can do so as well. He did mention chicken and pickle a lot. And I say this as someone who lives less than 10 minutes away from the chicken and pickle that he's talking about. I don't know if North Kansas City has a very vibrant nightlife. Now, don't get me wrong. I was just over there on Sunday in that part of the city. I love going to Screenland. They got the Rewind video bar out back. I love North Kansas City. It's like 5 places to go to. So when he says vibrant nightlife, it's an exaggeration, but I get it. You know, he works in Clay County. You got to sell it a little bit. So that's number one. He did mention a lot of chicken and pickle. It's only so much pickleball I'm going to be playing if I'm going over there. But to his credit, if the Royals are going over there, a whole lot easier to create the infrastructure of things that you're talking about. There really isn't much of a reason for you to be over in that part of the town if you don't live close by. You will now have a reason to be over there. There's a whole lot more restaurants coming over there, lot more bars. There will be a nightlife around the stadium if that's what you want to build. So that's number one. Number two, someone asked, CDOT, so do you think this makes more sense because there's a chicken and a pickle compared to the Legends or anywhere in Johnson County? I think that North Kansas City is one of the worst possible options for the Royals. Now, I mean, I'm going to support it because I want them to stay on the Missouri side, but if I'm trying to look at this objectively, number one, downtown. Number two, 119th and all. Number three, the Legends. Number four, North Kansas City. There really aren't a whole lot of positives for that area other than it's still in Missouri. That's really the only positive if I can really sell it to you. In North Kansas City, I don't want you to hear this as a diss. I swear to you, that Hawaiian Bros, that Pizza Tassio, Jefferson's, Chapels, I'm over there. That little sail away wine, delicious. Taking Rob over there before. I can't do it, man. It's not a great option. Now, I understand the Royals. Now, some people only apply to one college. Rob, you don't seem like somebody that applied to a bunch of different schools. I'm going to Kansas. I'm a good student. I want to be a Jayhawk. I'm applying. Rob, how many other schools did you apply to?
None. I applied to Kansas.
That's it.
I took other visits, but I applied to one.
You didn't have a backup plan. I applied to a couple of different places. I applied to Missouri. I applied to Northwest Missouri State. I applied to UMKC. I applied to 4 or 5 different schools. I wanted to give myself options. I then took a visit to all of these places before I made a decision on where I thought I should go. That's all the Royals are doing. The Royals are simply filling out the application. They sent them a sheet of paper with some pictures on it. That's what they sent them, some pictures. Hey, I mean, if we think about coming over here, I mean, what can you guys do for us? If we come over here, this is what we think. You know, this is what we think. Now, I will say, if the Royals kind of want to start from scratch, that's a great place to start from scratch. If you want to create your own version of Battery Park, I mean, it's kind of right there for the taking. You want to talk about a part of the city that will do just about anything. Just about anything. to get the Royals. It's them, probably more so even than Johnson County is willing to do anything. North Kansas City has always looked for validation. If now you got to go over there 4 or 5 more times a year, depending on how frequently you go to Royals games, if now you got to go to North Kansas City. So, yeah, the North Kansas City is willing to do whatever it takes to go get the Royals. I don't think it's a great option. Downtown 119th and all. I know I made fun of the location. It's not the best. I don't love it, but it's better than North Kansas City. The Legends, I think the Legends creates the same problems that they already have. But, if the Chiefs go out there, the Speedway's out there, Sporting is out there, it ain't the worst option I've ever heard. It's not terrible. And then I would say North Kansas City is the 4th best. It's the worst possible idea of the ones that they have proposed to us.
I actually, considering where I live, I would consider myself a person that enjoys North Kansas City. You were the one that pointed out the Rewind Lounge to me. Elite time. Cannot speak highly enough about that place. Really fun time. But it makes no sense to put a ballpark there. When the Royals bought that land at 119th and all, do you know what everyone on the text line told me? Oh, traffic's going to suck. Egress and ingress, the traffic problems, the traffic. Do you know what would have the absolute worst traffic in the city if they had a ballpark? Crossing the Heart of America Bridge, because everyone outside if you live in North KC is crossing that bridge to go to a baseball game. Can you imagine being stuck on that bridge, driving out to opening day? Can you imagine, hey, the Royals are playing a playoff game. They play at 6. We got to leave at 1.
I don't know if it's fair because I do think eventually there will be a plan. Hey, if we're going to put the stadium here, we got to do a little bit of things to it. So I certainly understand the frustration to it, right? I get it. I get the frustration. They didn't put the current stadium in a great spot. That spot was not built. It was not designed for a stadium to be there. But now, over time, they're doing more stuff. The streetcar is going to go there. They got shuttles. I do think you'll be able to kind of figure it out if that's where you want to go. I do think that. I don't love this option, but I will say, to give you credit, if your vision is to do what the Braves have done, I do think the Braves are now the example for if you want to build suburban baseball. Turner Stadium, whatever they called it, it was in Atlanta. I went over there. I'll be real with you. Wasn't that nice? They then made the option to move to the suburbs and built a baseball cathedral. They put a lot of things around it as a name, cool name. I think that's the model. There are 2 models now for if you're going to build a new baseball stadium. You either do what the Rockies have, and you have a stadium right smack dab in the middle of downtown. You do what St. Louis has done with Busch Stadium. We're thinking about building a new stadium. We're going to put the new one right next to where the old one was. We like where it is. The arch is in the background. It's downtown. We want to keep the same environment, the same feel that we had. Or I think you do what Atlanta did, and you build the stadium out in the suburbs. Well, the suburb option that they are throwing out there's 3 suburb options. There's one on 119th, there's one out in the Legends, and there's one in North Kansas City. I've told you guys, I don't think the Legends is a great idea because I don't think it changes their problems. I think the Royals have the same problem that they have now. I don't think people go out there during the week. I think people go on the weekends. I don't think people go on a Tuesday to a Royals game. I don't think that people are going out to the Legends on a Tuesday for Royals and Pirates. So I think it gives them the same problems. But proximity to other things, it could certainly work if they want to make it work. But the 119th and all, it puts you right in the middle of where people live. And the North Kansas City, people live over there. I just don't think it's the best option for the team.
I am tried and true Kansan. It seems like every time we have one of these stories, we come to the same conclusion. Downtown makes the most sense for the baseball team. Now, we can argue, we can disagree, we can have conversation with the football team. The football team future is intriguing to me. I feel like the baseball team, it is obvious what they want and what they need. They need downtown baseball. Whether that's East Village, whether that's Crossroads, whether that's Washington Square Park, I don't know. But the Royals want to fix their walk-up problem. North KC, 119th and all, Legends, are all not fixing their walk-up problem. They want to create an entertainment district in the heart of the city. There's only one spot they can really do that. So I understand that the Royals are doing their due diligence, and I understand why they sent a term sheet to North KC, and I understand why North KC is excited to have them, the same way Johnson County, all the places are excited to have a potential baseball team. But I feel like every time we have these Royals conversations, me and you land in the same destination. It just makes the most sense to be downtown, and I don't know what the hang-up is to getting them downtown because, and maybe I'm taking the mayor at his word, and he's a politician, and that's wrong by me. He talks like it can be done tomorrow, and yet every time we have Royals news, it's not Washington Square Park. It's North KC, 119th and all. The legends were thrown out there a few weeks ago. I don't understand why downtown hasn't just taken this thing and taken control.
Someone on the text line says there's numerous breweries, bars, restaurants, and places to hang. Literally 100 legit businesses they would have the space for, and it wouldn't displace any businesses like the downtown plant. I mean, a county commissioner just came and said that it would displace some businesses. I would love to learn more about North Kansas City. When I go to North Kansas City, every place that I go to is on 2 streets. There might be a whole lot more to North Kansas City that I don't know. I'm open to that possibility. I go to three parts of North Kansas City. I like that Pizza Tassio right there. I don't really go to Chicken and Pickle a whole lot. I've been a couple of times. It's cool, but I don't really go there very often. I normally hang out on, what is that, Armour Road? Is that the street?
Yeah.
Armour Road.
Or is it?
I hang out on Armour Road. Screenland's over there. Sail Away Wine is over there. Tay's Burgers. I just went to Tay's Burgers on Sunday. Great burgers.
Jefferson's.
Yeah, Jefferson's over there. Chapel's is over there. Or if I'm over in North Kansas City, I'm going to Harris to make a donation.
There's that. What's the Iron District? The Iron District. That's in North KC. That's a cool.
I'll never go over there.
You don't go to the Iron District?
No, I'm not hating on it. I don't ever go over there.
I mean, it's a cool little spot. There's a couple breweries. Obviously, Banks told me about them, so I'm aware of them. But North KC has things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here telling you North KC has no things. I don't think they have enough things to justify putting a baseball stadium there.
Someone on the text line asked, so C-Dot, you had a better visit at Missouri Southern than you did at Mizzou. That's actually not why I didn't go to Missouri. I went to a very small high school, so when I went to go visit Mizzou and I had to sit in those classes, I got kind of overwhelmed. I got overwhelmed. I graduated with 24 people in my class, so going to Mizzou was like a shell shock. I was like, I don't want to go here. And then when I went to Missouri Southern, it just felt like a slightly bigger version of where I already went to school. So that was the number one reason why I went there. And number two, my best friend from high school was also going there. Now, he ended up getting a golf scholarship during the middle of my freshman year and transferred out. But yeah, that's the only reason why I didn't go to Missouri. I went there and I was like, there's too many people around here for me. I can't do this. I can't learn this way. I sat in one of the little lecture halls. I was like, people do this every day. I couldn't do it. I didn't want no part of it.
I mean, same thing happens in Kansas.
I couldn't do it.
It's very intimidating.
Cool. I couldn't do it. I didn't want any parts of it when I sat in one of those classes.
One of those 1,000-person lecture halls.
I didn't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that's big.
Someone said, if you go to North Kansas City, be ready for 2 tickets, the Royals ticket and the ticket for the police stop. I've never actually had an issue with the North Kansas City police. This is the thing. I didn't know this. I've never, ever been pulled over in North Kansas City. Now, again, I'm not really driving very far. Like, I'm not driving a whole lot over there. I live downtown, so it's just a very quick hop, skip, and a jump across the bridge. I go over there. I'm back home. Like, I make 2 turns the entire time that I'm in North Kansas City. So I gotta visit it more. Let me know some places. 913-586. It can't be on Armour Road. I know everything I need to know about Armour Road. They also got Reroll that's a little further up the street with the little like theme cosplay bar. I go up there sometimes. Yeah, I'm very, very familiar with Armour Road. I don't know nothing else over there. Nothing else. Text line is letting you know that the North Kansas City police ain't messing with you. I don't ever have no issues with them. I have way more issues with the Mission police. Don't nobody want to get pulled over in Mission. No thanks. I don't want nothing. I'm sorry. I don't want nothing to do with the Overland Park police. Please stay away from me. I don't have any issues with North Kansas City. Rob, you ever been pulled over there? I've never had. I don't think I've ever had an interaction with the North Kansas City police officer, so I can't speak to this.
I have not had a problem in North Kansas City. I'm probably up there less than you, but the handful of times I'm up there, I've never had any problems. Like I said, I've done the Rewind, I've done Iron District, I've done Cinder Block, I've hit these places up, and I've never had a problem. But it's not like I'm up there every weekend. It's like once a quarter for me.
Oh, I don't think I ever told you this. This is now a good time to tell you this. I know it's not in North Kansas City, but now's a great time. What's that place you always kept trying to get me to go to, that bar? Swordfish Tom's. I think that's the name of it.
Yeah, I was trying to get you to Swordfish Tom's for a while.
So I've been.
There's a lot of speakeasies in town. They're fun.
I don't really have much of a desire to go back. And it's not because it wasn't cool. It was cool. It was very cool. You got to kind of wait a little bit. They got the red light. You got to go in there. It's very small, very intimate. It was a very cool place. The menu, a little intimidating. I don't know what all these big words mean. They were throwing words and ingredients in there. I don't know what any of this means. They was throwing way too many big words at me, and I took them as a sign of disrespect. I didn't know what it was. You know what I like? Simple. That's what I like. I like when I pick up the menu and I look at the cocktail side, I want to see ingredients and words that I know. I didn't know any of the words on that Swordfish Tom. Don't really plan on going back because of that reason. Now, if you want a high-end spirit, that's a great place to go. Great place to go. I don't need all that. I really didn't. I didn't need all that.
They have like the regular, I don't want to say run-of-the-mill.
No, they didn't have it. I'm telling you, go on their menu right now. Their menu was a lot of big words.
I mean, they have some stuff that's off the a little bit out of left field, but they have like, you can get like a margarita, you can get an old fashioned, you can get a Manhattan.
I'm not going there to get the regular. Like I'm not going there to get the. I was gonna try the locals, because then if I had gone there and just made my own, hey, give me a vodka cranberry and Sprite, you would have laughed at me for getting that. Oh, how could you go there and then get that? So yeah, I had to get what was on the menu. And then I got there on the menu and they was throwing too many big words at me. Let me read one of these to you guys so you know I'm not crazy. When Pig's Rye is the name of one of these drinks.
They
from
do have
Swordfish Tom's.
a lot of cutesy names. I will.
No, listen to the ingredients. Whistle Pig Rye.
That's whiskey.
Dolan Sweet Vermouth. Angostura Bitters, if that's how you pronounce it.
Bitters.
I don't even know what it is. Dehydrated Orange Wheel. Too many big words, man. Too many. Listen to this. This is the house drink. James E. Pepper Rye. Carpano Antica Vermouth. Dale DeGroff Allspice Bitters. Maraschino Cherry. Too many big words. Too many. I had to Google them. I didn't know what they meant. It was too much. I couldn't do it. I know the text line's probably laughing at me. That's perfectly fine. I'm not going back to Swordfish Tom's till they simplify the menu. Hey, it's alcohol, bitters, cherry. Okay, cool. I get that. I like it simple. That's what I like. These, not simple. Not simple at all. I couldn't do it.
Out here. At least you can admit, cocktails not been for you. The vibe they cultivate is very good.
It was great. Again, I'm telling you, I genuinely did have a good time when I was there. They were throwing too many big words at me, and I couldn't do it. I was like, you know what? This place is not for me. I don't need to go here. You know where I need to go? Side Pockets. That's where I need to go. I need to go to Jefferson's. That's where I need to go hang out at. Jefferson's. That's where I was like, let me get one drink here, say that I've been, time for me to leave.
There's like 4 or 5 of those type of speakeasies in town I've been to. They're all great times. They all, now talking about them, I may have led you astray. You have to understand what you're getting into with the type of alcohol. You're not getting a vodka and Sprite. They're not doing that.
Yes, I'm saying I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know. They started using aromatic chili oil drops. Nah, man, cash me out. Hey, I appreciate it. Left the tip. I was out of there. I didn't need nothing else with it. But don't take this as a don't go check out Swordfish Tom's. We're just having fun. Please do not take this like you shouldn't go. You should definitely go check it out. And again, if you like high-end spirits, I would highly encourage you to go stop by and check out Swordfish Tom's. It is a very, very good time. I wasn't in their core audience. I just wasn't in their core demographic. Earlier today on the show, we had Joel Corey joined us on the show. Shout out to Joel Corey. And we asked him what kind of contract does he think that Trey Smith is going to sign. Here's what he said.
He's not going to give you more than 4 total years. And I look at not 4 new years besides the tag number he's playing on. That's a placeholder. So I'm really thinking 4 years, 25, 26, 27, 28. He's not going to give you more than that. Since you're probably going to have to go maybe 50 fully guaranteed at signing, since Lindstrom's at 48, and probably 65 in overall guarantees. If you could get this thing for anything under 90 for the 4 years, I think you should be happy with that. I suspect it might be closer to 92 to 95. If that might give the Chiefs sticker shock. but I don't think it's going to be the 2.5% increases we've had with Lindstrom when he became the highest paid guy, or Dickerson when he became the highest paid guy, because that only puts you $21.5 million. So that franchise tag just totally changed the dynamics of the negotiation.
The thing that just, honestly, maybe Rob and I are just the only two people that talk about the Chiefs that are just really intrigued by this. It's just the positional value and the amount of money that we're talking about. Like, I remember it wasn't that long ago that you guys would think, man, it's just not good money to pay a wide receiver. Like, why would you pay a receiver all that money? And like, I don't know, wide receiver kind of seems important. You guys were emphatic. No, you can't win paying a wide receiver that. We're talking about paying the right guard like he is a top wide receiver. If Trey Smith signs the contract that Joe Corey was talking about, he would be the 10th highest paid wide receiver. That seems very right behind A.J. Brown. It's like, oh, well, you got to protect Mahomes. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, but it's a lot of money. It's a whole lot of money for a right guard. Like, if we did a chart of, hey, what's the most important position on the field? What's the least most important position on the field? I don't know. I kind of think right guard would be there near the bottom. It's left tackle is more important. Right tackle is more important. Center is more important. Like, they're about to pay Trey Smith like $30 million more than they pay Creed Humphrey. The whole positional value thing, it's a very interesting case study to me with the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming up at the top of the hour, Josh Vernier is going to join us live from Kauffman Stadium. I actually have a question to ask you guys about the Mets. I'll tell you what it is. Keep it right here, so Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison. Catch Hall of Famer Denny Matthews every Monday at 3.
And gone, Bobby Witt.
On your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Flooded bathroom? AC on the fritz? When things go wrong, you need reliable service fast. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter and take $50 off any HVAC, plumbing, or electrical repair over $200. The pros at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to fix the problem. Over 40 years experience, more than 8,000 5-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee means you can trust Hamilton to bring comfort and calm back to your home. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Say hello to Wendy's new 2-for-4 Biggie Bundle. Choose from the JBC made with fresh, never frozen beef, crispy chicken sandwich, 6-piece nugs, or small soft drink. Any two for just $4. It's like the reunion special you've been waiting for, but the only drama is watching you try to pick just two. For a deal as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Request 2 for $4 Biggie Bundles to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S. Alaska.
Missouri sports fans, I got great news for you. Underdog is now available to play in your state, and you can go yard all baseball season long with Underdog's Champions Game. As we get ready to roll into the 4th of July holiday, the baseball action is heating up, and Underdog is a leading place to make all of your sports selections. To play, all you have to do is download the app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like home runs, total bases, and so much more. And once that entry feels good, you can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Maybe it's time for Vinny Pasquantino to start heating up, and you love the over on his total bases this weekend. Download the Underdog app and sign up with promo code BOB to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit with promo code BOB. Must be 18 and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See UnderdogFantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
At KCUC, you see the best in KC. As the region's premier urology and oncology center, KCUC stands out for 3 reasons. 1, experience. With 50-plus providers, you're seen faster when you need it. 2, convenience. 25-plus offices means care close to home to make each visit easy. 3, technology. We offer the most advanced treatments available. You deserve the best. Why go anywhere else? Trust Kansas City's largest, most experienced and advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Visita O'Reilly Auto Parts y llévate gratis un set de balatas al comprar 2 discos de freno. Aplican restricciones. Detalles en la tienda.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Two problems, 49 southbound at Red Bridge, and then you've got 49 southbound just past 155th Street, Raytown. You've got 435 southbound just before 350 Highway. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center, I'm Val 96.5, The Fan. Traffic.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison on 96.5 The Fan and the Odyssey app.
All right. We'll get to Josh Vernier coming up in a bit. Rob, do you remember how much money Juan Soto signed for?
It was like $700 million?
He signed a 15-year, $765 million contract. $765 million. You know how much money he gets paid this year? Like how much they divvied it up, how much he gets? He makes $61.8 million this season, and he got $75 million the day that he signed his contract. Now, this is not me hating on Juan Soto. I'm sure that Juan Soto is an amazing baseball player. I've seen him play enough. Can you imagine spending that much money on a player that doesn't move anybody to go to the ballpark to go watch him play? The Mets are in town this weekend, right? Is anyone excited that Juan Soto is in town? I mean, you would have been excited if Paul Skeens was pitching, right? There'd be a little bit of buzz if Bryce Harper was in town today. Obviously, there was when Shohei was out there. I believe their most attended game this year, aside from opening day, was the Saturday that he pitched. So people go out to watch Shohei. People go out to watch Aaron Judge. Is anybody excited that Juan Soto is in town? Now, Soto's a good player. Don't get me wrong. A very, very good player. And maybe he helps the Mets win a World Series, which ultimately, I mean, that's all that it really matters. We're not talking about anything else. I mean, Juan Soto's hitting 264, hitting some home runs, got some RBIs. I mean, he's having a good year. Probably should have been an all-star. I just can't imagine spending $61.8 million on a player that not a single person is buying a ticket today because Juan Soto is in town. No one cares. Oh, Carrington, I am. Okay, well, you can go tomorrow. They have $17 tickets if you want to go watch the Royals and Mets tomorrow. $17 if you want to go out there. On Sunday, you can get in for like $12 if you really want to go out there and watch Juan Soto. That's a weekend when it's warm, sunny outside. The only reason that there's even much of a market for today is because it's Eric Hosmer bobblehead day. You're not going out there to see Juan Soto. You're going out there to get the Eric Hosmer bobblehead. which will probably sell for what? $50, $60, $100 tomorrow when you find it on eBay. $765 million for that amount of money. We should be talking about the best player in baseball. Kauffman Stadium buzzing this weekend. I don't really know if anybody cares that Juan Soto is in town.
I can't speak for all the fans, but I heard no buzz about Soto being in town. We did topics about Aaron Judge being in town. We were disappointed, and we did topics on the show about Skeens not pitching when the Pirates were in town, which was actually better for the Royals, but there was an excitement that it could be Paul Skeens. Shohei, you mentioned, tons of people were out there. The Dodgers bring in a crowd into themselves. There was buzz when the Red Sox were in town. I know the Red Sox aren't as talent-rich as they used to be, but there was still an energy in the town. Hey, the Red Sox are in town. Outside of it being the team you beat in 2015, Soto aside, do people care the Mets are in town? Like, if the Cubs were in town, Carrington, you would feel it. You'd be like, oh, it's a big deal to fans the Cubs are in town. Does anyone care it's the Mets?
No. I don't think so. Not any different than any other team.
It's the same as the Twins.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's any buzz for this team. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Text line 913-586-7965. I don't want to make it seem like I'm Mr. Baseball by any means, but I mean, I do live in the city. I feel when there's buzz around a team. I just don't feel like there is any for the Mets. Which, I mean, the Mets are one of the best teams in baseball. They're 53-41, and they're a pretty good team. I mean, they're one of the 10 best teams in baseball. Good team, major market. Should be a lot of Mets fans around there. I'm sure the Mets fans will be out this weekend. I'm not feeling it. Rob, when you think of the Mets, what player do you think of? Because I would say the generation before us, you probably think of Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden. It's not really our era, not really our generation. When you think of the Mets, who's the player that comes to mind for you?
David Wright.
It's a good one.
I mean, outside of that, I mean, the Mets, even when they're in the World Series, there was no player like, oh, that's a really, like, maybe Jose Reyes, maybe Reyes and Wright, but outside of that, it's not like the Yankees where it's like, hey, who's the Yankee of our, I could name 10. I think David Wright's the answer, and it's not exactly like he's a Hall of Famer in his own right, but I would say David Wright for me.
You know what? I actually think of Mike Piazza, and this is why.
Is that the last era, though? Because I would say that's right. It's after Strawberry, but it's like
it's way after Strawberry. Come on now. It's way after Strawberry.
It's like 97, so like 10 years after Strawberry.
Yeah, when was the time where Roger Clemens threw the bat at him? That was in the 2000s.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was in the 2000s. That's what I think of. When I think of the Mets, I think of that incident. It was like a simple comeback to the mound. Did Roger Clemens think that he broke his bat on purpose? He then throws the bat at him. Everybody's like standing around. They're confused about what happened. That's the player that I think of. I think of a good Mike Piazza. I imagine he's in the Hall of Fame. Is he in as a Dodger or a Met? Do we know the answer to this?
I can look it up real quick.
I'd be very curious to know what team Mike Piazza is in at, if he's in for the Dodgers or the Mets, because I kind of think of him for both teams.
He was inducted as a member of the New York Mets.
Oh, look at that. Mr. Met. I knew it. Juan Soto, $765 million, bruh. That's crazy to me because the Royals sold for like $1 billion. I really think that we're, I don't know, maybe like 2032. I don't think we're that far away from one player getting $1 billion. I don't think we're that far away. I think we're actually really close. I think we're really close either in the NBA or in baseball.
Well, here's the question. I apologize for interrupting.
No,
if it's going to happen, I think it's going to be in baseball. Do you think a salary cap hits baseball before $1 billion? Or do you think $1 billion is the breaking point and eventually enough owners get together and say, okay, we can't do this.
That's a great question. I kind of think that the salary cap is right around the corner because I think the owners obviously see where this is going. And I think they're like, no, we're not doing this anymore. That's what I think. I also just think the NFL's popularity has every free agent is available in the NFL. Like every free agent is available. If you hit free agency, every team has the opportunity to sign you. It's just not really how baseball is. When Bryce Harper hits free agency, I mean, there's 25 teams that Bryce Harper's, they're not even answering the phone. Like, they're not even talking to you. Why would Bryce Harper listen to what the Royals have to say? Like, no, you can't afford me. I think it's part of that. I think like there's a group of owners that are just tired of that system. And yeah, I think the owners I think they are going to have a big problem with very, very quickly the top whoever Aaron Judge is 10 years from now will be a billionaire from them. And I think they're going to fight very, very hard to make sure that that's not the case. $765 million for Juan Soto. Wouldn't even think he's the best player in baseball, and he got $765. That's a wild. He got $75 million to assign. Just the day you sign the deal, here, boom, was going to write you a check. In terms of cash for this season, he made $121.8 million in cash this year. If you combine the game checks with the signing bonus, $121.8. How many NFL players got that much money? And they pay that to Juan Soto in the first year of his contract. There is just some insane money that is out there for a baseball team. You got to think, if that's what they're paying the players, what are the owners making off of these teams? It got to be more than what Juan Soto is making off of this team. Coming up at the top of the hour, we are going to be joined by Josh Vernier, our Royals insider. Keep it right here. So Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Two problems, 49 southbound at Red Bridge, and then you've got 49 southbound just past 155th Street, Raytown. You've got 435 southbound just before 350 Highway. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center, I'm Val 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Summer is here, and that means longer days and warm nights, rooftop dinners, spontaneous getaways, vacation season, and romance is in the air. But if you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, all that excitement, it can feel like pressure and like you're missing out on something. Well, look, you're not alone. And more importantly, there's help that's out there, especially with my friends over at Heartland Men's Health. They specialize in ED treatments that work even when the pills and the herbals don't, with a success rate of over 90%. Some guys even last an hour or more. Summer should feel unforgettable, romantic, confident, not stressful. If your sex life is just good enough, then why should you settle? Your first visit is just $99, including a full medical consult, testosterone, and a PSA test. And if medically advised, a test dose. And if it doesn't work right there in the office, then your visit is on the house. Visit the website, heartlandmenshealth.com. With offices in Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City, you can get back in action as soon as tomorrow. Don't let ED steal your summer away. Reclaim it, and you can do that with Heartland Men's Health.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-355-8282. That's 800-355-8282. Again, that's 800-355-8282.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. But what if you could bank that equity right now? With TrueHold, you could sell your home for its current value so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. TrueHold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since TrueHold hands over your equity in cash now, Now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit TrueHold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9393 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Royals coverage sponsored by Park & Go, the best deals on airport parking.
Ready for a summer getaway? Start it off right with Park & Go, KC's premier airport parking destination. Open 24/7 with all covered spots to beat the summer heat. Reserve your spot now at bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can watch every show, plus video clips and shorts, all right from your phone, desktop, or tablet. The Fan's YouTube channel at 965 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
We're going to head to Kauffman Stadium right now to get the latest on North Kansas City could potentially be getting the Royals, or we'll talk about the Royals' actual games against the New York Mets. Who knows? Vern, I know you're excited about talking about this term sheet letter. Rob told me how excited you were to be on the show today to break down this development.
I don't even know what a term sheet paper is. A term, wait, we're not talking like height. Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about.
Vern, we're happy to have you on the show today. We were just talking about this before you popped on. I imagine that Juan Soto is a great baseball player, right? I get it. One of the best players in baseball. I can't imagine paying $765 million to a player that doesn't really sell tickets away from his home stadium. No one is going out to Kauffman Stadium tonight to go see him play. They were going out there to see Paul Skeens' potential if he was going to pitch. People went out there to go see Shohei pitch that Saturday. Nobody is going to Kauffman to go see Juan Soto. He's making $121 million this season alone.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're the best young hitter since Ted Williams, you're not really concerned about what type of draw you are on the road. No, and listen, and now that's the bar, right? I mean, if Juan Soto's getting $700 million, you're going to see Kyle Tucker this offseason get about $500 million. And I'm sure Kyle Tucker could walk into that studio right now and you'd say, who's this tall white dude? You'd have no idea who he is.
I didn't even know Kyle Tucker was a real person until just about 20 seconds ago. Like, Kyle Tucker.
Yeah. So, again, I think it's a reflection of just the game and where it's at. And if you're not knee-deep into baseball, these prices can get out of hand for names that you've never heard of.
We should play a game where we play like left guard or left fielder, where I just like read you a name and you try to guess if they play in the NFL or baseball. Because Kyle Tucker certainly sounds like
I don't think that would work, C-Dot. I think people know left guards. Honestly, I think the average sports fan knows more left guards than they do left fielders, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, I would have guessed that Kyle Tucker plays left guard for the Los Angeles Rams if you had told me that.
That's Kyle Turley, right?
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, I do remember Kyle Turley. That was a good one.
That's why you went Rams. I think that's why you went Rams.
That was a good one. Our guy Josh Vernier is here. All right, Vern, the Royals are playing better baseball of late. Has anything changed with the Royals, or is it just the ebb and flow of the game?
No, your big bats, the guys that you and I have talked about every single week for the past 3-4 months, those bats have been outstanding. Since the calendar flipped to July, Bobby Witt Jr. has been the 7th best baseball player on the planet if you go by WAR. Now, that's nothing new. He's been top 10 all season. But if you look at offense, just offense, Bobby's been one of the 10 best hitters in the sport in the month of July. So has Salvi. Yeah, Salvi's been one of the 10 best hitters on the planet here in the month of July, and Vinny Pasquantino's been top 25. So basically, the big three are putting forth the same Herculean effort we saw a season ago. Now, what they have right now that they didn't have a season ago is a running mate. And the recently named All-Star Michael Garcia, one of only 8 big leaguers batting better than 300. So now you have 4 bats that you feel good about. Now, Jonathan India's on-base percentage is north of 360 here in the month of July. And Jack Caglione, as we've seen, is now tattooing balls here at Kauffman Stadium. So the offense is no longer the worst in the sports. They're getting back to where they were last year, middle of the road. And that's because your big bats are being just that.
Speaking of big bats, we got to talk about Jack Caglione. He hit 2 home runs this week, back-to-back games for him. Very encouraging sign. You and I have talked about this. You just got to let him swim, and it's going to be some ups and downs. There's going to be some failures, but when you made that decision to bring him up from Omaha, you signed up for at least the 2025 season and probably starting into next year. There is no turning back on the decision that you made a month ago.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. And you look around Major League Baseball in that 2024 draft class, man, I wouldn't be surprised in a couple decades from now if we're looking back on last year's draft class as one of the greats of this century. Roman Anthony's starting to turn it on in Boston after he had a slowish start like Jack Caglione. Nick Kurtz, another one of the 2024 draft picks, he's been as clutch as any slugger in the sport over the past month with the Athletics. Cam Smith with the Astros, the young kid out there with the Angels. So all of these guys that were in college a season ago, being drafted a year ago this time, yeah, they've all had to wear some bumps and bruises, but because they are so uber talented, right, it's not normal. Even though it feels a little bit more normal, it's still abnormal to go from college to the big leagues in one calendar year, and yet there's about a half a dozen guys right now in the big leagues that are doing it and starting to really blossom into some of the faces of the game, or at least future faces of the game. So Cags is right in line with the rest of them, and there's really no reason to believe that he won't be a force in August and September down the stretch to hopefully team up with Michael, Bobby, Vinny, and Salvi and bring a formidable front nightly on the offensive end of things.
How many at-bats do you usually need, or do we need to kind of make this evaluation? Everyone agrees that it's very early on with Jack Caglione. Are you a 500 ABs, 1,000 ABs? When do you kind of get to that point with a young player like Caglione that we can start to kind of evaluate how he's performed so far in his career?
Yeah, I don't have a number of ABs. I would say give me a calendar year of big league baseball. So this time next June, I think it'll be fair to judge Cags as a hitter. Defensively, what we're seeing from him in the corner outfield, I don't think you're going to be able to judge him as a corner outfielder until maybe the end of next season. It's going to take a while before. Now he's a tremendous athlete and has already made some outstanding plays out there, but man, the crash course that this kid has had thrown at him over the past year, I have a tough time believing that he's truly digested all of it. A lot of this is just, man, I'm just going out there and reacting, doing the thing that I've been doing since I was a little kid. A lot of this just comes naturally to me. There are a lot of adjustments that still lie ahead for Cags, for Roman Anthony, and all those other draft picks I mentioned earlier. So, yeah, I need a full season of big league baseball before I'm going to make any declarative statement about who you're going to be in the future. Although, when you get to the big leagues this quickly, man, the success rate is, north of 70, 75%. Cags isn't going to be a bust, right? He's not a bum. You don't get here this quickly and then fade out of the league in the next 3-4 years. So the floor is pretty high. The ceiling, we don't know what the ceiling is. Give me a year, and I think we'll have a better understanding of the ceiling.
Right now, we're talking to our Royals insider, Josh Vernier, just getting his thoughts on the Royals as they're playing some much better baseball of late. They swept the Pittsburgh Pirates. They also won a series against the Arizona Diamondbacks, and now they have the Mets coming into town. I am kind of looking at this series. Now, if you win it, that would be incredible. The Mets are a better team than the Royals, and the Royals have really struggled in these series. You and I have talked about you're not ready to kind of wave that white flag right now, and there's no reason to make that trade a trade right now with Seth Lugo or anyone kind of key to what the Royals are doing right now. I think the Royals are just right there on that fringe. If this team is one game under 500 and they're 2.5, 3 games out of the wild card, I think it allows them to kind of breathe a little bit and, as you said, kind of give themselves some more time. The Royals officially have 15 more games between now and the Major League Baseball trade deadline. I'm starting to side with you. This team is not making a move on July 18th. This team is going to wait until the 27th, 28th before they make a decision about what they're going to do.
Because you want to see if trading Seth Lugo is a white flag. Because right now, I still believe that it is. The only way you can convince me that it's not is if you can convince me that this offense that we've seen over the course of, 9 games here in the month of July, if you can convince me that this offense is the offense moving forward. This great Salvi and Bobby and Vinny and Cags is hitting bombs and India's getting on base and Michael's as consistently clutch as they come. Yeah, if you're going to tell me that this team is 6 deep of guys that can beat you with one swing and you're going to get quality approaches and swings from Kyle Isbell and Nick Lofton, okay, well then maybe trading Seth Lugo right now isn't a white flag because the offense will be able to make up for the regression from the rotation. But I'm not there yet. 9 games does not offset what I watched over the previous 75. So, like you're saying, with this series, show me something. Because the Royals, they don't need magic right now. Right? They don't need to get on some sort of a historic run. What they need to do down the stretch is be a good baseball team. See, Dad, you know the old adage, win your series at home, go 500 on the road. If the Royals are able to do that, they'll finish the year with 86 victories, matching their win total from a season ago. 86, I believe, will be good enough to get you into October. So win your series at home, go 500 on the road, and somehow, despite having, at this moment, the worst run-scoring offense in franchise history, you'll still be able to control your fate, and this pitching staff might be able to drag this team to the finish line, so long as this offense moving forward is more of what we've seen of late rather than what we watched over those first 2 months. So they still control their fate. And, man, when they were struggling through the month of June, I don't know if many people thought they would hit the All-Star break still in control, not wishing and praying for the baseball gods to give them some sort of miraculous run down the stretch like we saw last season from Detroit. They're not there yet. But you lose this series to the Mets, and, yeah, you might need a call on the baseball gods down the stretch.
Looking at the Royals right now, they have as many All-Stars as the Mets, Rays, Yankees, and Astros. They now have 4 players in. They got 2 originally, and now Carlos Estevez and Maikel Garcia have both been named. It's funny because I think that all 4 of the Royals All-Stars should have been All-Stars, but it also hits your ear funny when you hear that the Royals have the same amount of All-Stars as the Astros, Mets, and Yankees.
Yeah, it's another reflection of just how disappointing this first half of the season has been. Your closer's been outstanding. Chris Bubic is one of 2 starters that could be representing the boys in Atlanta. Seth Lugo has a really good case. Bobby Witt Jr. and Maikel Garcia obviously both deserve to be there, and to think that team is 2 games below 500 says, well, when you dive into it, it says a lot about their lack of clutch, their lack of power, and their overall lack of run-scoring ability. Yeah, it's certainly disappointing, although I was just inside that clubhouse talking with Maikel Garcia, congratulating him on going to the Midsummer Classic, and it's, he says he's already heard from his cousin, Alcides Escobar, who he's now matching in total All-Star appearances. His other cousin, Ronald Acuna, is going to be taking part in the Home Run Derby coming up on Monday, so Maikel was all geared up to hand him the Gatorade and the towel and to be, his support system coming up on Monday night. So it's going to be a great family affair for Maikel and the rest of the bunch. So, and then Carlos going to his second, along with Bobby, along with Chris Bubic. It should make for pretty decent TV ratings in Kansas City coming up on Tuesday for the game.
That is our guy, Josh Vernier, joining us on the show today. The Royals have 4 All-Stars. They also have the Mets in town. Vern, great stuff, man. Look forward to catching up with you next week.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Absolutely. That is our guy, Josh Vernier, joining us on the show today. Coming up on the other side, the Big 12 had their media day, and there was a common theme. One theme was about the college football playoff. The other theme was about potential changes to the infrastructure of college football. We'll talk about it next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for K-State Athletics, 96.5. The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
The other place with 5 great Kansas City locations, Shawnee, Olathe, downtown Overland Park, Mission, and Belton. Stop by this summer and enjoy their beautiful patios, all while listening to some live music at most locations Thursday through Saturdays. And on game day, they have enough big screens that you'll never miss a minute of the action, all while enjoying some great food and beer specials. So make the other place your summer headquarters. The other place, Shawnee, Olathe, downtown Overland Park, Mission, and Belton. Check out theotherplace.com.
Hey friends, it's noisy out there with information coming at us all day, every day. It's hard to know what to trust, and the world of wealth management is no exception. That's why UMB Private Wealth Management helps you tune out the noise and tune into what matters most. They'll create a financial plan based on your unique goals, so it's your voice that comes through loud and clear. Get financial clarity. Go to umb.com/privatewealth to schedule an appointment. That's umb.com/privatewealth.
Call Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. Our iconic blue trucks and expert team get it right the first time. Award-winning full-service lawn care and pest control since 1985. Call today for a free estimate. Visit aspenlawn.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot, 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 and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
Don't let clogged drains slow you down. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 5-star reviews ensures your peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Tonight, expect possible showers and thunderstorms with a low of 71.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
Only $39 for an AC tune-up. Book now at themvpkc.com. MVP Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Electric is your home's MVP this summer. Get a summer AC tune-up for just $39 and avoid costly repairs. Call today, 913-214-1212, or visit themvpkc.com. MVP, one call does it all.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
In Shawnee, 35 northbound just past Antioch Road, it is the 2 right lanes that are blocked. 70 eastbound, the Ram to 18th Street Expressway, right lane blocked there from the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center. I'm Val, 96.5, The Fan Traffic.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Follow the station on Instagram at TheFan965 for giveaways and behind-the-scenes content.
All right, back in on the drive. My name is Carrington Harrison. Very happy to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Friday. Coming up in just a bit, we are going to play for you 2 people that have moved potentially to the top of the list of a Chiefs hater. We'll get to that coming up in just a little bit. But I would say that one of the themes from the Big 12 Media Day one theme was the changes to the college football playoff. Everybody has their own idea of how the playoff should go. Some teams want to do what they call the 5-11 model, where they are just going to take the conference winners from the 5, and then the 11 teams will be wild card teams, at-large teams. There's another proposal that is out there that the Big 10 wants 4 teams, the SEC wants 4 teams, the Big 12 would get 2 teams. So there's a lot of debate on what the college football playoff is going to look like, but everybody acknowledges that the college football playoff is about to change. The other change, and we'll play for you what the coaches had to say in a little bit, was about NIL and how the system is working. Now, I love college football. I might actually like college football more than I like the NFL for a bunch of different reasons. But there's no question to me that Saturday is amazing. I love Saturday. When you sit there on your couch and you got games around the country and the sights and the sounds, it is magnificent. I don't know if I love the sport all the other days, though, but the games are amazing. Now, I don't mind that the players get paid. I really don't mind that they get paid. But my frustration with college athletics is you can't be both. You can't operate in an ideal of amateurism yet be a multi-billion-dollar business in which the players get paid. It is not amateur athletics anymore. It is a professional sport. And I am curious if you guys' interest in college football and college sports is starting to dwindle because it is basically the NBA Light and NFL Junior. Now, I don't mind that. But if it wants to be more like the NFL, then some things need to happen. Deion Sanders wishes that there was a salary cap for the sport. Here's Deion.
I wish it was a cap. You know, like the top of the line player makes this, and if you're not that type of guy, you know you're not going to make that. That's what the NFL does. So the problem is you got a guy that's not that darn good, but he could go to another school and they give him $500,000, and you can't compete with that. That don't make sense. And you're talking about equality, not equality, like equal. I guess so, equality. And all you have to do is look at the playoffs and see what those teams spent, and you understand darn near why they're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to compete with somebody who's giving $25-30 million to a darn freshman class.
That was Deion Sanders talking about his wish for a salary cap. I think Deion Sanders is like a lot of people. I don't have a problem with college athletics getting paid. I don't have a problem at all. In fact, I've been advocating for that for years. So I don't have a problem with them being paid. But every system needs structure. Every system needs rules. Your favorite college football team actually cheats kind of regularly. You're not supposed to tamper. Rob, we all know there are a bunch of college football teams, in fact, every college football team, that is constantly communicating with players who have signed NIL deals with other schools and are under scholarship with other schools. You're not supposed to be able to do that. But since there's no rules, there's no governing body, and everybody is doing it, then who are you going to complain to? What I want college athletics to sign up for is a more professional model, because that's what it is. It's a professional model for everybody. So let's treat it like that when it comes to the players. We have a free agency period. We just call it something different. It's the transfer portal. So let's get rules for what the transfer portal are. In the NFL, you sign a contract with the team. All right, well, if you want to transfer to Kansas, hey, you signed a 2-year transfer deal. You either play for us or go to the NFL. That's it. There is no, well, I'm going to play here for a year and then I'll end up going to this school. Nah, that ain't how it work. I'm all for a salary cap. But a salary cap in this sense means you need to disperse your resources evenly. That's how the NFL does it. The Chiefs don't get more resources than Jacksonville. They get the same amount of resources. You start with the same amount of picks. You get the same salary cap space. Everybody shares and shares alike. The Cowboys don't have their own television deal while Green Bay is trying to figure it out. No, everybody signs together. Someone on the text line says, I wish college football had a red zone. You want to know why NFL has a red zone? Because CBS has access to all 32 teams. Fox has access to all 32 teams. There's one contract for everybody. So, yeah, we have the right to show all of these. But when the Big Ten's got to deal with this network, but this team has a... No. Why don't we all share and share alike? That's what they do in professional sports. I think it was Dan Wolken that said this. In the NFL and in professional sports, they look at the other teams as partners. The Cowboys look at Jacksonville as a partner. That's not how it is in college athletics. They look at them as competitors in every single aspect of it. And that just stops a lot of the progress that would make it operate and function a lot more smoothly. Maybe you don't care what Deion Sanders has to say. That's fine. What about Mike Gundy? He's certainly been around. Mike Gundy also wants a salary cap.
College needs to instigate and to build that type of system so we don't have the same 4, 5, or 6 schools that pay the most money at the end of the season in the playoffs.
But how would that manifest in actuality? How would you do that?
Well, you got to restructure the system and you got to admit that the players are employees. And then you can build a collective bargaining. We've all talked about it. Yep. But you have to admit they're employees.
And you could actually have a salary cap if
you could do it all. And you need that. And then you need an entry salary cap. Like you need an entry level for a high school player coming in because it's not sustainable.
Someone on the text line says, CDOT, I hear what you're saying, but it's hard to put the toothpaste back into the tube at this point. No, it's not. Simply acknowledge that they are employees, give them employee rights, and treat it as such. You can trade players in the NFL. You can sign players and cut players. There's a free agency portion of this. The players get paid. They get a certain percentage of revenue. Yes, they get a certain percentage. Not NIL money from third parties. No, they get some of the television money too. They get some of the gambling money too. They get some of the Madden money. They get some of the... They're equal partners in this. I don't think this is that difficult. We have figured out how to make everybody else in the world employees. How have we not figured this out with college athletics? This is simple. We all complain about the transfer portal and how we hate it. Well, let's come up with a system then. Currently, what we have is every player in college is a free agent all the time. Kansas has done everything in the world for Darren Peterson. Bent over backwards. Darren Peterson probably makes what? Somewhere between $2 to $5 million this year to play basketball at Kansas. Next year, he can just say, hey, you know what, Bill? It was cool. I want to go play at Kentucky. No, you can't. No. We're not letting you go play at Kentucky. We signed you to this deal. We have a contract together. You work for us. That's how it works in professional sports. And guess what Darren Peterson is? He is a professional. Kansas is great. Elite university. I don't think he went there because he really likes their English program. I think he went there because they paid him a lot of money to go play basketball there, and he thinks that's in his best interest for his professional career. Great. We all know this. So let's just treat it like this. But as long as college is in this hybrid model of, well, it's kind of amateur, but it's kind of professional, then it's always just going to lead to confusion. Let's just be a professional sport. That's what it is. It is a professional league. So let's have rules like professional leagues, a salary cap, collective bargaining, a trading period, a free agency period. Let's have all the things that we have in professional sports. And I think it would just make it a better and more enjoyable product for everybody. The games are amazing. It's the business and administration part of it that I think frustrates just about everybody. I want to play this audio for you guys because we are starting to develop who some Chiefs haters are. Now, I feel bad for my brother, Danny Parkins. And I don't mean to shoot at the breakfast ball, but he works with two of the biggest haters with the Kansas City Chiefs. First off, I want to play Craig Carton. He might be Captain Hater when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs. He was on the television earlier this day, excited for a potential fall of the three-time defending AFC champions.
It's going to be so enjoyable when this team has the inevitable crash that all teams have at some point. You know, like New England had it. They rebuilt themselves, came back and won more Super Bowls. But the crash is coming. And I know you people in Kansas City don't like
from your lips to God's ears, right?
Like, and you can already tell they are not going to handle it well. Because if you're complaining about a 15-2 year in which you went to the Super Bowl and sure you got blown out, kind of like you did against Tampa 4 years earlier, and that is a problem for you, and that robbed you of having fun, because, you know, being worth $500 million and getting to play football every Sunday, when it does blow up, and it will, because it always does, whether it's the Broncos, the Chargers, God forbid I say the Raiders, or some other team beats them for the division title, and now they're no longer guaranteed home field and an easy route or an easier route to a Super Bowl, they are not going to handle it well. And I want to tell you something right now, Mark.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've got a special bag of marshmallows sitting in my office right now with special Godiva chocolate, the coach's favorite kind, right? And I got long skewers, and I got graham crackers, and a Duraflame log.
All right.
I am ready for the fall of the Kansas City Chiefs. Like when the Roman Empire fell to the Greeks. You know the story, Eric.
You know what? As I was listening to that, I was starting to think, man, I remember when I felt this way about Kansas basketball. I just swapped out the names. Baylor, Iowa State, K-State. You know what we used to do. When KU was running through the Big 12. I mean, it feels like it was such a long time ago, you know? They won this league. KU fans were wearing regular season T-shirt accomplishments. Oh, we won this conference, and I felt like Craig Carton. I couldn't wait to see it. But, I mean, KU won the league. What, they win it, Rob? 12 times in a row? 13 times in a row? They won a national championship during that run? I mean, yeah, it eventually ended. Man, they certainly did a lot while they had it. Maybe that run is over for KU. At some point, the run will definitely end for the Chiefs, right? Like, everything ends. The Patriots' run ended. The Bulls' run ended. The 90s Cowboys' run ended. I think everyone acknowledges that the Chiefs' run will eventually end. I don't think it's ending in 2025. So, yes, maybe Craig Carton one day will dance on the grave of the Chiefs, and it'll be 2032. Well, the Chiefs would have then gone to 13 AFC championship games, 7 Super Bowls, and won 5 of them. I mean, yeah, you were right. Eventually, I was right about KU. Eventually, the league caught up to them. They won 2 national championships and won 15 league titles since then. I don't know how much I can dance on the grave. I don't know how much you can do that if you're Craig Carton and be excited about the fall. If they've been to 5 Super Bowls, they've won 3 of them. They've played in the AFC championship game every year. I just don't know how excited you can be for this, or you could turn around and tell people you're right. I want to play more Craig Carton because he loves making you guys upset.
Well, let's be honest. We're all rooting for their demise, aren't we?
Yeah,
outside of Chiefs fans, obviously. I want to see them suffer.
Right.
I want to see the Kansas City
100%.
Chiefs have like a 3-win year and, finally kind of even things out in the NFL, because unless it's your team, one of the great things about sports, and this is why we need superstars and why we need super teams, is finding a team to root against, right? Broncos fans hate the Chiefs. Raiders fans hate the Chiefs. Ravens fans, Bills fans. I hate the Chiefs, and my team stinks, right? So I am rooting openly, I don't deny it one little bit, for their demise. I want to see an under 500 team every week where they have to try to explain to people what the heck went wrong.
Now, I will agree with Craig Carton there, and I'm going to defend him here. And I know you might not agree, but to continue our Kansas analogy, one of the reasons that being a KU fan has to be enjoyable is you know how mad it makes Missouri and K-State. I hate how successful you guys are. I really do. I hate that every year you can convince 15,000 people to go watch you reenact High School Musical and play a scrimmage against one another. I hate the fact that you win all the time. I hate the fact that every Chiefs player goes and sits courtside and they show them on the screen and then they wave. I hate the song that you sing to each other. I hate the fact that Bill comes out last and blows on his hands and you guys go crazy like you've never seen it before. I hate it, but I'm supposed to hate it. That's all Craig is saying. That part is sports. Your success makes me mad because I wish my team had this success. What's that saying? If you ain't got haters, you ain't trying hard enough. You ain't popping. The reason I hate KU is because they're popping. I don't hate Oklahoma State basketball. They never had nothing that I wanted. They never won anything before. Nobody feels this way about the Titans. You want to know why? The Titans don't win anything. They're the number 1 overall pick. So I know you guys don't like Craig Carton, you hate him, but I think there at the end he was like, this is sports. I root for them because they win all the time. And eventually, this is how every team gets when you win all the time. Eventually, you got tired of seeing Nick Saban win all the time. You got tired of seeing the Yankees win all the time. The reason you hate the Cardinals is because, for the most part, they've won all the time. That's who the Chiefs are now. This is where you want to be as a fan. You want to be in the 1% of the 1% that makes Craig Carton as a Jets fan mad because he knows every time he turns on the television, he knows what's going to happen. The Chiefs are going to figure out a way to win.
I mean, it is truly the best space to be in. I said this when the Chiefs dynasty started. I continue to say it. You are now Kansas basketball fans. And I mean that in the best way possible. Gloat. Enjoy the fact that Craig Carton is saying these things. Enjoy the fact that Jason McIntyre is saying these things. Laugh at it and then wait till September, October, November, December, January, and then revel in the glory. That's the real reason why people hate KU fans, is Mizzou fans and K-State fans will get mad about all the stuff you laid out. And then you know what happens in March? More times than not, KU would point to a league title or a Final Four or a national title, and it just made you guys angrier. Chiefs fans, you have that at a level I've almost never seen in the NFL. They've been in the AFC title game 7 consecutive seasons. They've been to what? 5 Super Bowls, Mahomes? Don't worry about what these people are saying. Don't worry about getting online and angrily typing about how he's an idiot. Just sit back, enjoy it, and then to the victor goes the spoils. It'll be February. Kick your feet up and get ready to watch your team in another Super Bowl. That is what you're supposed to do. You talk about all the time, and you respect KU fans, is they always just like, hey, we know we're going to win. Chiefs fans get in the little Twitter spats when these kind of things pop up way too often. Sit back and let the peons talk and then dominate from your throne. Don't take the bait, Chiefs fans.
No, I agree. You're right. I do love KU fans because they ride around in a Ferrari and they're not arguing with people who ride the bus. No, that's not what KU fans do. KU fans laugh at you as they drive by in their $100,000 sports car, and the hot model sitting in the past. Well, why am I arguing with you? You're riding a bike. That's what KU does, and I just don't like it. I want them to argue more. I really do. I want them to. I feel like Craig Carton. That's how I feel about Kansas the majority of the time. I don't have anything against you. I just don't like that you win all the time. It upsets me. It bothers me. It really does. It makes me unhappy. Mark Schlereth, who he played for the Broncos, so he's got a track record of losing to the Chiefs. Here's Mark Schlereth.
I will say this, though. I think for the first time, and I'm a Bronco fan. You know,
of course you are.
I have the Denver in my blood. I think for the first time in a long time, I do a radio show in Denver. People feel like there was a time.
Like blood in the water?
Yeah, there was a time that Patrick Mahomes was the boogeyman, right? Like,
sure.
There's nothing we can do. But there feels like there's this league-wide sense that this is the first time in Kansas City, in his tenure at Kansas City, that they're vulnerable. Like that somebody else could
that's
creep
off a
up and win this
win season.
Right, win this division. And we all picked it, I think, yesterday, right? I think you said the Chargers, I said the Chargers.
That wasn't that they would. It's like who's most likely.
Most likely,
Yeah.
but before there was no most likely.
Right.
Kansas City's winning. It's most likely to come in second. Was the conversation we were having.
One of my friends just sent me a message and said, C-Dot, Chiefs fans act this way because they're not used to being winners yet. I mean, you've been a winner for 7 years. When does it kick in? 7 consecutive years you've been to the AFC Championship game. You've been to the Super Bowl now for 3 straight years. I feel like winning should be normal now at this point. You call it the Arrowhead Invitational. I don't know if you can get more used to something when you call. I mean, it is quite literally the second most important football game of the year. It's like, oh, it's ours now. We know we'll be in it. We'll just wait to see if you can play in it or not. I feel like Chiefs fans should be used to this. You should be used to it. I just think it's all fun banter. I don't have anything against Craig Carton. I've never met the man before, but you guys know how I feel about Danny Parkin, so I support him. I support their show. Shout out to Craig Carton, man.
I do think it's funny that Craig was talking like this the week Danny's on vacation.
Danny was gone.
He was gone,
yeah.
He was like, let's get
point.
Mangini on the set and let's just go. He ain't doing this in front of Danny.
Well, you're right. Danny would have stood up 100%. Danny would have stood tall. I'm with you. Coming up on the other side, we got a chance to catch up with Joel Corey earlier today to talk a little contract with the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll play it for you. There is not a single person that knows NFL contracts more than him. We talked to him about Trey Smith and Trent McDuffie. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
This man was a bona fide scrub.
On 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Febreze.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, responding to Jim's long emails, leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $699.99 at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
The Outlaws are coming. Get ready for the electrifying Show Me Shootout Truck and Tractor Pull Saturday, July 19th at the Johnson County Fairgrounds. 11 elite classes pulling on 2 tracks, featuring diesel pickups and semis battling it out for supremacy. Tickets starting at $20 at the gate. The Show Me Shootout Truck and Tractor Pull, July 19th at the Johnson County Fairgrounds. Gates open at 4 p.m. and the action starts at 7 p.m. Check out Show Me Shootout Warrensburg, Missouri on Facebook for details.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life, and fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Heartland Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hi, I'm Trisha, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you. Your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Are you looking for a style that's classic, modern, vintage, or something in between? Not sure? At Shane Company, we're here to help. We have so much style under one roof because a friend knows you like options. Drop by or visit us at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
At Verizon, lock in our best price ever on the best 5G in Kansas City and be the best you. Check where your ride is for your trip into the office. Get that almost impossible dinner reservation and save big with Verizon while you do it all. Switch today and pay $45 a month for a single line. That's right, just $45 a month when you bring in your phone with unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Stop by your nearest Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Rankings based on Root Metrics Root Score Report dated 2H 2024. Your results may vary. Additional terms apply.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
Brought to you by Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Visit ClimateControlKC.com. Climate Control has been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years and know how to get your cooling system ready to handle the scorching hot summer. Schedule your AC system tune-up for just $59. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Grandview got a stalled car in the right lane, 49 southbound as you approach Red Bridge Road. Overland Park, it's 35 southbound as you approach 69. The left lane is blocked. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center, I'm Val 96.5, The Fan Traffic.
Subscribe to 96.5 The Fan on YouTube to watch the show from wherever you are.
All right, earlier today on the show, we had Joel Corey on the show. Very few people know the salary cap a lot better than he does. We asked him about Trey Smith's contract, and he thinks the Brink Trucks is about to get loaded.
You're probably going to have to set new standards in most meaningful metrics outside of making the highest paid offensive guard. That's kind of a given that the franchise tag is over $23 million, and the highest paid guy on a long-term deal is Lance Dickerson. Dickerson in Philadelphia, $21 million per year. So the biggest signing bonus you've ever had for an offensive guard is Quentin Nelson a couple years ago at $31 million. Probably have to go that, and if you do that, you create a ton of cap room because you could chop the salary down to league minimum or close to it, and you could have them on a cap number of about maybe less than 10 for this year. So you pick up $13 million of cap space. Then you're going to have to look at what's the most amount fully guaranteed, and that's Chris Lindstrom. He's got 48.2 fully guaranteed at signing. And then you also have Robert Hunt in overall guarantees, $63 million. I think you got to exceed those two marks as well. And if you have to, I'm sure the agent's going to factor in the equation that if you went year to year, next year's franchise tag is a shade over $28 million, and the two tags would be almost $51.5 million. So he might be looking at that is what he needs fully guaranteed at signing.
We asked Joe Corey how much a contract extension would look like for Trey Smith. He said 4 years, $90 to $95 million with $50 million guaranteed. So we were talking about a substantial contract. I want to play one more cut for you guys, at least related to Trey Smith. He talks about the leverage that Trey Smith has. And he does have a decent amount of leverage. I mean, the Chiefs did get rid of Joe Thuney. The Chiefs have made it pretty clear that protecting Patrick Mahomes with the offensive line is their number one priority. They've got a very talented 25-year-old, very healthy offensive lineman that they have guaranteed to give $23.7 million to this season. So worst case scenario, if you're Trey Smith, you're thinking, okay, I'll take the $23.7 million. I'll ball out this season. Either you're going to pay me this offseason or you'll let me hit free agency where I'm going to get the $50 million. So Trey Smith is not really in a rush. Now, obviously, you want to get the guaranteed money. You want to lock that in. But if you look at Trey Smith's track record, I don't know if he needs to take what he deems as less than market value because it will be there if you just simply continue what you've been doing in your career. Here is Joe Corey talking about how Trey Smith has all the leverage in the Chiefs negotiation.
But when you traded away your other guard and you stuck the franchise tag on him, you shifted that thing big time. He has all the leverage. He's sitting there going, well, he signed the tag pretty quickly, which was smart because it became fully guaranteed at that point. If you have an unsigned tender, it can be revoked. So that's now out of the equation. He's looking at it, and his people are looking at it, well, I can play for my 23-4, and then I'm going to be a free agent next year because he probably, based on history in terms of what happens when you have a Pro Bowl caliber offensive guard hit the open market, it's happened on maybe 5 occasions in the past decade, that got the market. So that's probably going to happen if you let him get out there. But it did surprise me between the tag and the trade. He's got the hammer, and if he's taking the approach, I'm leaving that to my agents, it's going to be used. They're not going to show a lot of mercy to the Chiefs unless he gave them specific marching orders that when we get to July 15, I'll take the best deal that's on the table. If he didn't, then Kansas City could have a problem. But you don't trade Tooney and stick the tag on him not to get a deal done.
I think that both sides obviously want to get a deal done, and that's number one in this negotiation. I think both sides want to get a deal done. They have until July 15th. So, I mean, we're in the final home stretch of this. Now, deadlines make deals. I'm guessing that at some point this weekend, we will see a tweet that gives us an update. This deal has to be locked in by Tuesday at 3 o'clock. If he is not signed by Tuesday at 3 o'clock, he plays this year under the franchise tag, which, I mean, isn't the worst possible thing that can happen. But if going off the numbers that Joe Corey has, you could save $13 million in salary cap by simply signing him to a long-term extension. It's a pretty significant amount of money that I'm sure you could use at some point this season if you want to go out and make a move, depending on how things continue to shake out. So if he wants to get a deal done, you want to get a deal done, he wants to lock up more guaranteed money, you want more cap flexibility, then the best thing to do generally is to reach a long-term extension. Here he is talking about what that contract would look like.
He's not going to give you more than 4 total years. And I look at not 4 new years besides the tag number he's playing on. That's a placeholder. So I'm really thinking 4 years, 25, 26, 27, 28. He's not going to give you more than that. Since you're probably going to have to go maybe 50 fully guaranteed at signing since Lindstrom's at 48 and probably 65 in overall guarantees. If you could get this thing for anything under 90 for the 4 years, I think you should be happy with that. I suspect it might be closer to 92 to 95. If that might give the Chiefs sticker shock, but I don't think it's going to be the 2.5% increases we've had with Lindstrom when he became the highest paid guy, or Dickerson when he became the highest paid guy, because that only puts you $21.5 million. So that franchise tag just totally changed the dynamics of the negotiation.
Yeah, I mean, the franchise tag here, I think, is something that you can't really remove yourself from. It locks him into $23.7 million for this upcoming year, and I don't know why he would be interested in taking a pay cut for this upcoming season. Like, that's the floor. The moment you gave him the franchise tag, that became the floor. If you want to sign him to a long-term deal. This is what you guaranteed he was going to make in 2025. I don't know many people that want to make less money in 2026 and 2027 than they were in 2025. So that's just kind of it. If you want to sign him to a deal, it's going to be an expensive ordeal. It's just not going to be very cheap. I am happy that we're not talking about the concept of a hometown discount. Once you franchise tag him, that hometown discount conversation, that goes out of the window. Another player, last cut I want to play for you guys from Joe Corey, former NFL agent, works at CBS Sports, is what a Trent McDuffie contract will look like. He actually thinks that he's going to wait a little bit.
Well, he has no reason to do a deal right now from this standpoint. He probably wants to wait for Sauce Gardner to get done because the Jets have some talk about trying to get him done and also Garrett Wilson. Although Sauce Gardner had his worst year of his 3-year NFL career in 2024, I expect him to reset the market. He'll go above Stingley's $30 million per year. I want that data point in the marketplace before I'm negotiating anything if I'm McDuffie. So there's incentive for him not to get a deal done now.
I think that's a really good point when talking about Trent McDuffie's contract. I would say that there's 4 elite young corners in the league. 2 of them have already signed a contract. Derek Stingley signed a deal. Patrick Surtain II has already signed a deal. And you are waiting to see what happens with Trent McDuffie and Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is just going to get paid. He was phenomenal his first 2 years. Now, I don't know if he was that great last year. I think he struggled a little bit. But, I mean, if you were the college player that he was and you got off to the start in your NFL career, someone is going to give Sauce Gardner a lot of money. That someone will probably be the New York Jets. So I think Joel makes a really good point. If you're Trent McDuffie, you've been healthy, you've been playing at a high level, I don't know if you're in a rush to get a deal done right now. You let Sauce Gardner sign a deal, and now you have all the information. I'm in the caliber with these players. I know what they make. This is about what I should make. I'm really intrigued by the Trent McDuffie conversation because there's the debate. Some of you don't think they should pay Trent McDuffie because they don't historically play corners. I remember having this conversation and people told me that they weren't going to draft Trent McDuffie because they never spent valuable resources on a corner. They then spent a valuable resource on a corner and he turned out to be one of the best in the league. I don't now know if they're now going to trade that player away. I think they're re-signing him. What does a contract extension look like for Trent McDuffie? Sounds like we're going to have to wait a little bit. I don't think he's signing one this offseason. I think he plays one more year under a rookie deal, and then next season is where we have the conversation about Trent McDuffie. Coming up on the other side, the Royals are back in town. The Royals also sent a term sheet to North Kansas City about where the new stadium could potentially be. We'll talk about it. Keep it right here. So Drive.
Hey, it's Lucas Ursig from the Kansas City Royals. You're listening to The Drive with CDOT on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Big backups downtown thanks to a 2-car crash. 35 northbound, the wreck is at Broadway. Kansas 70 westbound, 635 Park Drive. That ramp, the right lane blocked from the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center. I'm Val. 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You want to see the ring? Here, I have a picture. Wow, look at you. I know, right? Went to Hellsberg and customized the whole thing. Oh, yeah? Yeah, well, I showed them all her inspiration photos, picked the setting, the diamond. It's actually pretty fun. Now for the real hard part, asking her.
Well, congrats, buddy. The ring looks awesome.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Brew Brothers at Harris, Kansas City, now open. Dine on mouth-watering appetizers, then feast on one of our 6 American Wagyu burgers, including the Bacon Jam Burger and Blazing Burger. Wash it down with your favorite ice-cold beverage, all while watching the game on one of our 45 TVs. Dine in or carry out. Brew Brothers at Harris, Kansas City always hits the spot. Brew Brothers and Brew Brothers Express are now open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-BETS-OFF.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Nissan 4th of July sale is on at Reiselman Nissan, and 0% financing is back. That's right, 0% APR for 5 full years on Rogues, Muranos, and Pathfinders. Or choose 1.9% for 72 months, even 84 months at just 3.49% APR. Traded your last car at 7% interest? Trade up and lower your payments today. Plus, get up to $6,000 in total rebates on the rugged Frontier. Nobody in Kansas City beats our deals or selection. Visit Reiselman.com for details. Reiselman Nissan. Every customer, every time.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands-Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins? I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers Slip-Ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, Slip-Ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids. In all your favorite Skechers styles, find Skechers Slip-Ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken.
Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit Pfizerforall.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Royals coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Almost Andy Reid here. Renner Garage Door has proudly served KC for nearly 70 years. Get your free estimate today, RENNER, forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
College days are back on the Drive. Listen for MIZ Day on Wednesday, July 16th, starting at 2 o'clock on 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Congratulations on getting through your 9 to 5. Happy Friday to you and yours. Rob, what's it like to be working? You worked all 5 days this week? Do you remember what that's like? To punch the clock like that?
Did you work all 5 days this week? I don't remember you being on the show Monday. I think that was Jay Binkley in that seat. But my memory's all fuzzy. I've never worked a 5-day week, so I could be wrong.
Let's move on. All right, let's move on. All right? I was just asking. I was checking on you. Normally, you're not here on a Friday. Who knows where you are? I know you got poolside visions right now. You can probably taste the White Claw. You got a White Claw calling your name at 6:23. I can sense it in your energy. We got one more hour to go, my friend. We got one more hour to go. I want to read something to you guys. This is very, very important. Headline reads, the Royals send term sheet to Clay County for possible North Kansas City Stadium consideration. Let me read you the story. Clay County Commissioner Jason Withington, who was on the show, I'll play it for you here coming up in a bit. He posted to social media that the Royals have contacted Clay County with terms for a possible stadium deal in the Northland. This was his Facebook post. Quote, many of you have asked for updates on the Royals, and I promise to keep you in the loop. Just before the 4th of July, we received a term sheet from the team outlining their vision for a potential deal in North Kansas City. Now, this does not mean that the Royals are moving to North Kansas City, just that they've reached out. This is the analogy I will make. Some of you only applied to one college. We were talking to Rob about this earlier. Rob applied to one school. I am a Jayhawk. I don't want to go to Baker. I don't want to go to Wichita State. I'm not going to K-State. I am a Jayhawk. Some of you maybe went to Kansas still, but you applied at some other schools. You took some visits to some other schools, and then you landed at KU. That's what I think the Royals are doing. I think the Royals are simply filling out college applications. That doesn't mean that you're going to go there, but you fill out the application, you go through the process, and if that's where you end up, maybe that's where you end up. But I don't think that's the Royals' number one option is Clay County. I got to be fair. I got to be real with you guys. It's my least favorite of the options. It's my least favorite of the options. Now, I want it to be in Missouri, so don't get me wrong, but if I'm looking at it objectively, what are the best possible options for the Royals? Number one, downtown Kansas City. Number two, the idea that is proposed in Overland Park. Number three, the Legends. I'm not super excited about the Legends idea. I think it creates the same problems that the Royals already have at the Truman Sports Complex. But if they're going to get a new stadium, all right, fine. Put it out by the Legends. Number four, I would say Clay County. And I don't say this because I dislike Clay County. In fact, I love Clay County. I've started to develop a nice little charm about the North Kansas City area. I think it's a lot of fun over there. But that's where the stadium's going to be? I don't know. It just doesn't get me super excited about it. But I don't think the Royals are going over there. I think the Royals are doing there, and we use this term a lot, due diligence. Boy, do we love some due diligence. That's what I think they're doing. Hey, we're going to send you guys this information. Let's continue the negotiations. Cool. I don't think that's the Royals' number one option. I'm sorry. I just don't think that you buy the Royals for $1 billion and your vision is to move them to North Kansas City. I just find that hard to believe. They spent $1 billion on the Royals. I don't think that your goal is to move it down the street from Chicken and Pickle. I just don't. I don't think that's their plan. I think their plan is either in downtown Kansas City or Johnson County, Overland Park. I think that's it. So we'll play for you what he had to say. And yeah, of course, he's going to talk up Clay County. He works in public service in Clay County. He was a very swell individual. I just don't think the Royals I don't think they're moving over there. To continue the college analogy, I think this is like when you sent an application to Washburn. Washburn's a great university. I went to a school in the MIAA. I don't know if Washburn's your first choice, though. Maybe you ended up going there and you probably loved it there. I don't know if that's your first choice. That's kind of how I feel what the Royals are doing with this Clay County. I mean, they filled out the application. I just don't believe that they're moving to North Kansas City.
I agree with you, it's due diligence, but let me ask this question, and it will fit in line with our college application motif here. Is it possible that they're the school they want, the school they've applied to, the school they are, patiently waiting for an acceptance letter, hasn't given them the acceptance letter yet? And you can't just not go to school next year to further the analogy. So you have to start applying elsewhere. Because I would imagine if the city, if the state, if the county, whoever's in charge made the decision that, all right, Royals, downtown it is. Here's the location. What do you need from us? Let's get this thing done. They would stop applying to other schools. They would stop buying land in Kansas. They would stop sending term sheets to North Kansas City. They would stop considering the Legends and the Star Bonds package. I wonder if the lack of, downtown right now from the Royals is because they haven't got that acceptance letter from the school they actually want to go to. So while they wait for Kansas to say, yes, you're admitted, they can't just sit on their hands and be like, we're going to be good. They have to apply to Washburn, Wichita. They have to apply to these places, which begs the question, if that's the case, why haven't they been accepted to the school they want yet? Me, you, the city? It feels like everyone wants them downtown. Why are they not downtown?
I wish I had a good answer for you. I don't have a good answer. I mean, we try to talk to the people that have the answers. I don't have a good answer for why this hasn't happened. The mayor is telling me they can come up with the money. The state has come up with the money. I don't know why the Royals just don't commit to this plan and move forward. I don't have a good answer for this. Someone on the text line gives a great analogy. Some girls vet different guys. Clay County is option number 4. He's a nice guy. That's kind of how I feel.
No girl gets option 4. maybe I'm doing the analogy. You have committed to 1 or 2. No one's like, hey, the 6th guy in the rankings. Come on now.
I agree with you. The Royals aren't moving to North Kansas City. You and I both know that. They're not moving to North Kansas City. It sounds good. Yeah, it sounds great. Hey, they're entertaining the possibility. They ain't moving to North Kansas City. You and I both know that. This is part of the game. You know this is part of the game. The Royals are moving, same like the Chiefs. The Royals are moving to 2 places. They're either moving to downtown Kansas City or Overland Park. That's where they're going. Think about it. If you're moving, just think about it in general. Think about it, Rob, if you are a family that lived in Raytown. That's where the Royal Stadium basically is, in Raytown, right? And I tell you, hey, I'm going to buy you a house in 1 or 2 parts of the city. Who's picking North Kansas City over Overland Park, Kansas? Come on now. You want me to believe that's what they're doing? The Royals are about to build this brand new hotels and shops and restaurants, and they're building them over by Pizza Tasio. Stop it. No, I'm not buying it. I'm not a believer. I do want to play for you what the Clay County Commissioner had to say, because he believes that the Royals could be moving to Clay County. But then he even said, I like the idea of downtown baseball. He lives here, and he even knows that's the best possible option for the Royals. Rob, hit the button. Is Baker, we still got Baker? I don't know all the situations. They're out of here. Baker's done. Wow, you know what? We used that college analogy for too long. Baker's like, we're out of here. We're not sponsoring this show anymore. Baker fired us? Rob, what'd you do? You're the boss now. You're in charge.
I'm pretty excited to be
Baker fired us?
I'm pretty excited to say to talk about the University of Kansas exclusively on this show as far as Kansas universities.
That's crazy. Baker fired us. All right. I'm sorry. Baker fired us, and I guess that's okay. All right. Well, why don't we do this? Can we give people a random lineup, and then I want to play the audio from the county commissioner for Clay County. Can we do that, please, Rob? Can we give people with a little random lineup for a Friday evening?
We're where you want to be. Baseball with the Royals.
We got the Mets in town.
Getting fired by Baker has you all thrown off right now.
I'm not thrown off. I remember they fired us. I remember. It was like, Baker's off the hits. Like, wait, what do we do? We read it every day. I don't know why they fired us.
Carrying today's Random Royals lineup takes us back to the year 2002, where on this date in Royals baseball, they were playing the then Anaheim Angels, and they actually won a game 4-0. Here was your Random Royals lineup.
We love it.
Leading off, I'm just gonna start calling him fan favorite, right fielder Aaron Guile.
Of course he is. I don't know why he's not in the Royals Hall of Fame.
Batting second, the second baseman, Carlos Febles.
I want an Aaron Guile jersey. Does someone have an Aaron Guile jersey? I'll buy it from you right now.
Batting third, the center fielder, trash can banging Carlos Beltran.
Was Beltran tied up in that, or was he just around? Was he on the team, or was he actually cheating?
100% tied up in it. Remember, he was going to be the Mets manager, and then they fired him after a week because he was tied up in that.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know if he was cheating or just around the cheaters.
Batting fourth, the first baseman, Mike Sweeney.
I don't know how this team didn't win the World Series.
Batting fifth.
This lineup might be better than the 2025 Los Angeles Dodgers.
Batting fifth, another fan favorite, the third baseman, Joe Randa.
I'm telling you right now, would you rather have Mookie Betts or Joe Randa?
Batting sixth, the left fielder, Raul Ibanez.
Shohei or Ibanez?
Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Michael Tucker.
2 second, name more Dodgers. They got Freddie Freeman or Michael Tucker.
Now you're in trouble because there's another Royals covering. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Nafi Perez.
I might be out of Dodgers. Who else they got on the team?
Max Muncy.
Oh, I heard him before.
And batting ninth.
Hey, doesn't he produce the songs for Taylor Swift?
I think it's a different
Max. Max somebody.
And batting ninth, the catcher, Brent May. By the way, the Royals won on this date because they had a complete game shutout from Paul Bird.
Of course they did. The bird's nest.
Paul Bird had a 3.70 ERA at this date in history in 2002.
Yeah. Was he an all-star?
Let's see if Paul. I can't imagine some of the Royals being better than him. Let's see here. Scrolling down, he was not an All-Star in 2002. He
cheated, probably. He honestly probably should have started that year.
Boy, he really. ERA wasn't bad. Scrolling over. Why do they have all these weird advanced metrics? Give me the regular stats. I don't want this.
Well, that's how you know he probably wasn't pitching well.
He had a 3.90 ERA for the season and went 17-11, but was not an All-Star.
Okay, all right. Well, shout out to Paul Bird. I wonder what Paul
He
Bird's
was an All-Star in '99 when he had a 4.60 ERA.
What do you think Paul Bird's doing right now?
I actually know what he's doing right now because we had him on the show once. He's the Braves version of HUD.
Oh, cool. Well, shout out to Paul Bird, man. Happy that he's doing well for himself. Earlier today, we had a Clay County commissioner. They have received a term sheet from the Royals that the Royals could possibly be. They're at least entertaining the possibility of moving to North Kansas City. We asked him to describe how the conversations have been going with the Royals.
Yeah, I think it's been very productive. Again, we just began having these conversations, so still a long ways to go. But I'm not on the negotiating team for the county, but the ones that have said that the conversation has been very productive. So,
when you mentioned that these conversations have just begun, are you allowed to tell us when these conversations started?
Over the last few months, we've met with the Royals a couple of times, and more or less it was just that, hey, we're still interested in North Kansas City as an option. But over the last couple of weeks, it's seemed to have, especially after the Missouri, the legislature, passed that stadium bill, it seems to have picked up quite a bit.
Right now, we're talking to Jason Withington. He is the Clay County commissioner. The Royals have sent Clay County a term sheet for what a possible North Kansas City stadium would look like. These renderings are beautiful. What are your, thoughts? What are your opinions on the rendering that was posted?
Oh yeah, so lifelong Northland resident, love baseball. Grew up Kansas City Royals fan and a Diamondbacks fan, but yeah, I think it'd be awesome to have that view at downtown, and in the background, and have a Major League Baseball team in our home county. There's only 32 of those in the country, and I think it'd be awesome to have them.
A lot of people have a vision of downtown baseball. I'm one of those people that have a vision of downtown baseball. I've been to other cities around the country, and just seeing how it works, how the city functions with the stadium downtown is really appealing in my hometown. What do you say to people that want the stadium downtown? What do you think makes Clay County a better option than downtown Kansas City?
Yeah, so, again, I'm a huge baseball fan, and I take the kids and the family to a new stadium every year, and, we've been to a lot of downtown stadiums, and I love downtown baseball. Honestly, I wish the Royals would have picked the East Village. I thought the East Village would have been a lot better than the East Crossroads, but, Clay County, if you look at like the Battery down in Atlanta, Wrigleyville, and Chicago, Clay County could do a similar development. The developer has site control of nearly 100 acres, and we already have a pretty solid nightlife with all the breweries and everything down there. But then there's Chicken and Pickle and some other restaurants that could serve as a base for new development and everything. But yeah, it's a solid nightlife, and Clay County, we're a growing county, we're a safe county, and I think we would offer similar amenities like the Battery in Wrigleyville.
You mentioned not liking the Crossroad idea. I wasn't too thrilled about the Crossroad idea, but I am very passionate about keeping the baseball stadium on this side of state line. Well, we know with Crossroad, they were going to have to clear out some space to make that possible. Is that going to be a concern in North Kansas City, or do you guys have all the space already necessary to build? It's something very similar to what you described in Atlanta.
Yeah, so, the developer has 100% site control. And, I think there would be some potential businesses impacted. But, one of the things the county has talked about is working with our Economic Development Council at the county and everything to work with any impacted business owners on how we can relocate them and keep them in Clay County. So that's, that's something that we have really been talking about and seriously considering, because, we don't want anybody to, as we talk about not losing any the Royals or the Chiefs to Kansas, we don't want to lose any of our other small businesses or any of our other businesses for that matter to anywhere else. We would like to keep them in Clay County. So yeah, we've been having those conversations also.
Right now, we're talking to Jason Withington. He is the Clay County Commissioner. They have been sent a term sheet from the Royals for a possible North Kansas City stadium. A lot of people are concerned about the ability to get in and out of Clay County. Don't really think necessarily it's the best place to put a stadium. What concerns do you have about people's ability to get in and out of a new downtown or a new ballpark?
Yeah, so I mean, ingress and egress is definitely one of the top concerns that a lot of people have shared. I'm really not too worried about it. Yeah, sure, there's improvements that need to be made, but, people forget that North Kansas City is a population of 5,000 to 7,000, but have close to 100,000 people pass through it every day. It's an industrial part of the city, and plus, a lot of people drive through to get home from downtown to Platte and Clay County. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that drive through every day. But the state legislature has also, State Senator Maggie Nurnberg, when she was in the House just last term, she secured, I believe it was $30 or $35 million for infrastructure improvements there at the I-35, I-29 split. And that was even before the Royals we're talking about North Kansas City. So, infrastructure improvements is definitely something that a lot of people have been looking at for that area prior to the Royals.
This is obviously going to cost a whole lot of money. I don't have to tell you that. Clay County doesn't have the base of people that Johnson County has or Jackson County has. In terms of, I guess, your portion of paying for things, what is the plan in Clay County? Tomorrow, if the Royals say, we want to move here, we love this idea, we want to work together, how is Clay County going to help pay for all of these new things?
Yeah, so, the state just passed that bill that would pay for 50% of the stadium cost. It's no secret that we'd have to go to the voters for a sales tax. But, based on the polling that was out earlier this year that we saw, by a wide margin, Clay County as a whole seems to support the idea of a sales tax for the Royals. So, that would generate a couple $100 million also. But then, the team's going to have to pony up some money also.
Jason, could you see a possibility of a joint venture between Jackson and Clay counties to just kind of keep the Kansas counties out of it and Jackson and Clay work together to keep the Royals on this side of state line?
Oh, absolutely. So I think, I think when Governor Mike Parson started this conversation towards the end of his term, the Missouri plan was to expand the tax base for the stadiums, move the Royals to North Kansas City, the Chiefs stay in Jackson County. That way, Clay County gives 100% of our sales tax to the Royals. Jackson County gave 100% sales tax to the Chiefs. And, Clay County's always been willing to be part of the Missouri plan, if you will, to keeping those teams here.
Right now, we are talking to Jason Withington. He is the Clay County Commissioner. The Royals have sent North Kansas City a term sheet for a possible North Kansas City stadium. Jason, do you have any idea of a timeline of when this thing could possibly be wrapping up? It feels like we have been having very similar conversations now for, 14, 15 months. It's certainly been a while. Do you have any indication of when the Royals are going to make their decision?
Yeah, no, I have no idea. I mean, the ball is completely in their court, but I'm like you. I'm getting sick and tired of talking about it, and if we're talking about this in a year from now, I'll be very disappointed. It'd be nice to put this behind us, and whether it's in Kansas, downtown, or hopefully North Kansas City, I'm hoping that, hopefully by the end of the year, the Royals have made a decision where their next future home is going to be, and I just hope it's in North Kansas City or the Missouri side.
Last thing here, and I appreciate your time. I live in downtown Kansas City, so it's just a very short drive for me to go across the bridge, and I've certainly learned a lot more about North Kansas City over the last, 2-3 years or so, as North Kansas City has certainly grown. You mentioned some of that nightlife. I go over there, have a drink, have something to eat, go to Screenland Armor. So North Kansas City is a place that I frequent. You know the other possible options out there around the city. Downtown is being flirted with, and Ware Park, Overland Park, 119th and all. What do you think makes this area, what do you think makes Clay County the ideal destination for the Royals?
Yeah, we're very, I'm not saying anything bad about any of the other locations, but Clay County is a very safe part of Kansas City, and we're also talking about extending the streetcar. Well, not the county, but the city of North Kansas City is having those conversations with the streetcar authority about extending the streetcar across the Heart of America Bridge into North Kansas City. We have a solid nightlife already. I mean, you drive by Chicken and Pickle, especially in the summertime, there's people there until 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. On a Tuesday night. And, this would just bring 1 million more people through to North Kansas City. And, if you look at North Kansas City, where it was at, I'm 41. When I was a kid, it felt like, grandma and grandpa's small town. And now it's got a very young, vibrant nightlife, younger demographics, and it's just completely changing. And I think this would help continue to see Clay County and North Kansas City prosper.
Jason, I would love for the stadium to be downtown, but you know what? I'd much rather it be in Clay County than in Johnson or Wyandotte County. So we got to team up together on this side to keep things away from them.
Hey, I'm with you, man. I want to do whatever I can. Clay County wants to be a part of however we can to keep the teams in Missouri. And I think, this makes perfect sense that, Royals come to Clay County, get 100% of the sales tax here, and then Jackson County gets to keep the Chiefs, and hopefully we can keep both teams here and not cross the state line.
That was Jason Whittington. He is a Clay County commissioner. The Royals have sent a term sheet to North Kansas City to talk about the stadium and where it could potentially land. We'll take your comments on the other side, 913-586-7965. And the Mets are coming to town. The Royals have won 4 games in a row. Can they keep the winning ways against the Mets? Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
For the first time in a long time, I'm willing to dream that this can be a special season for the Missouri Tigers.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5 The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years and know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830 and schedule your AC system tune-up for just $59. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Brew Brothers at Harris, Kansas City, now open. Dine on mouth-watering appetizers, then feast on one of our 6 American Wagyu burgers, including the Bacon Jam Burger and Blazing Burger. Wash it down with your favorite ice-cold beverage, all while watching the game on one of our 45 TVs. Dine in or carry out. Brew Brothers at Harris, Kansas City always hits the spot. Brew Brothers and Brew Brothers Express are now open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-BETS-OFF.
Have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins yet? Because if you haven't, you're missing out on technology that changes how you think about shoes. First, these are not just regular slip-on shoes. They're not just a pair of loafers without laces. But what makes them different is the technology inside that lets you just step into them. There's a built-in hidden shoehorn that slides your foot in, so they look, feel, and wear just like a pair of shoes you're used to. Except you don't have to bend down, struggle to put them on, or touch them. Try them at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
North KC still dealing with that stalled vehicle, 35 southbound at Front Street. The right lane is blocked. 70 westbound to Van Brunt, right lane blocked. 35 southbound at 18th, right lane blocked. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center on Val 96.5, the Fan Traffic.
Hey Kansas City, it's Michael Waka. Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
One thing that I've noticed as I've kind of looked at the standings more over the last, couple weeks or so. Rob, have you noticed a drastic difference between the American League and the National League? I mean, in the National League, for example, there are currently 8 teams that have won 50 or more games. 8. The strength of the National League is much stronger. I mean, for the most part, I would say every division is still kind of up for grabs in the National League. Phillies and the Mets. The Mets are a game and a half back. Cubs are 2 games up over Milwaukee. You could probably say that the Dodgers are going to win their division. They're 5 games up against San Francisco, but we'll see how the second half plays itself out. A little bit of a different ball game when you're talking about it. The wild card is going to be a lot stronger from the National League than it's going to be for the American League. The Mets are a really, really good team. You mentioned it earlier today when you were talking about a salary cap and how a salary cap at some point is going to happen at baseball. I do think that there is a lot more movement for a salary cap in baseball than there has ever really been before, as the contracts are just getting absolutely ridiculous in baseball. I do think that the owners want to curb it just a bit and want just a different model, maybe more of an NBA model. Like, you're looking at the payroll. I mean, the Mets are spending $331 million on their roster. Just to give you an example, when looking at the Mets and the Royals. So the Mets are number 1 in payroll at $331 million. The Royals are 20th at $125. The Mets spend $200 million more on players than the Royals do. Well, of course the Mets are a better team than the Royals. That's a really hard gap to shrink. They're the only team. Like, you look at that, there's only 2 teams that are spending more than $300 million. The Dodgers are number 1. The Mets are number 2. $331 million. They gave Juan Soto $765 million. For comparison, John Sherman bought the Royals for $1 billion. Think about that. He bought the Royals for $1 billion. One player on the Mets is getting $765 over the next 15 seasons. I do think that once the CBA is up, I do think that's going to be the number one thing that the owners are really, really pushing for. Now, I think the problem in baseball has just always been they haven't gotten enough of the owners at the bottom to really fight the owners at the top. This is probably something that they could have gotten done a while ago. But in the NBA, a reason why that changed is they got all of those small market teams to really come together. They got tired of what happened to Orlando, where we develop Shaq, we draft him, and then he goes to play for the Lakers. That enough of those small market teams just said, we want a way in which we can keep our talent. And they figured out a way. Giannis would not still be in Milwaukee if this was a baseball team. Steph Curry would not still be in. That's not the way the game is sort of designed for it to be. So I do think that the owners are going to really, really push for a very different system, and we're going to see a very different way of how business works in baseball with the next CBA.
I actually hope you're correct, but one thing I worry about is talk about getting those teams on the bottom to all come together and, be a coalition to get this done. Do you know what usually comes with a salary cap? A salary floor. And do you know what owners at the bottom don't like to spend?
Money.
Exactly. It's near perfect timing. I just saw a tweet from a FanDuel of all people, but FanDuel put this tweet out. Devin Booker just signed that extension. He's going to make $72.5 million this year per year under his new extension. Great job for Devin Booker. Do you want to know what the Marlins salary payroll is for 2025?
I got it up right here, so I can answer the question.
Okay, so I didn't know you had it up. But it's less than Devin Booker is making this year to play basketball.
It's $76 million.
Yeah, by the way, Miami is...
Or 67, excuse me.
Miami's a bad example because they're a big market. You think they would act like it, but they've
never acted like it.
That makes no sense. But there are probably a lot of markets like the Kansas Cities, the Sacramentos, this level that have not become a coalition to break the Yankees, Mets, those sides. Because, wait a second, now I have to spend a minimum? The Marlins are spending $67 million in their payroll this year. That's obscenely low. And I wonder if the floor will eventually scare away the cap.
Yeah, but I also think it's very important to note here that the gap between where the Marlins are and the middle, it is a bigger gap between the middle and the top. Think about that. 15th average is $166 million. The Dodgers spend $337. We're talking about there's $150 million difference between what it is to be middle at payroll. Like, we talk about the Royals and that you wish the Royals spend more money. I mean, sure. I mean, we're all in that point. I mean, the Royals are $40 million off the average. Not that far off. I think we know enough to know the Royals aren't going to spend $200 million. So maybe you're talking about the Royals just getting closer to the middle. You're talking about the Royals kind of getting in this Arizona, Baltimore, Seattle. But even then, I mean, there's a pretty big gap, I would say, once you get from Baltimore, it's like 15 to 14. That's a $20 million jump. That's a corner outfielder, $20 million for that one player. So, yeah, the financials for baseball are just very much out of whack and has kind of created some of the problems that we see today in the sport. Speaking of the financials, I want to play for you guys what Deion Sanders had to say. He wants college football to have a salary cap.
I wish it was a cap. Like the top of the line player makes this, and if you're not that type of guy, you're not going to make that. That's what the NFL does. So the problem is you got a guy that's not that darn good, but he could go to another school and they give him $500,000, and you can't compete with that. That don't make sense. And you're talking about equality. Not equality, like equal, I guess so, equality. And all you have to do is look at the playoffs and see what those teams spent. And you understand darn near why they're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to compete with somebody who's giving $25-30 million to a darn freshman class.
This is a very important conversation for college athletics. Are they ready to get everybody to agree to follow the rules? Because in the NFL, they have rules in place. All the teams follow the rules. And when you don't follow the rules, they take things away. Hey, we're going to take away your first round pick. Hey, we're going to take away this pick because we found out that you guys tampered. Everybody in college breaks the rules. The history of college athletics is that the rules are set up. We will find a way to attract the best talent. We've always kind of laughed. Well, I mean, we know they all get paid. Well, they weren't supposed to get paid. And the fact that we all kind of kikied and laugh at, well, we know they shouldn't get paid, but we all know that they do, is kind of the point. That college athletics, they've never followed the rules. So I hear Deion, and it wasn't just Deion. Deion said this. Mike Gundy said this. Lance Leipold said this. Like, I can play for you. Just about every single coach in the Big 12 said that college football needs a salary cap. Great, let's have a salary cap. Are you guys going to follow it? Who's going to implement it? There is a penalty if you violate the salary cap in the other sports. What's the penalty if you violate it in college football? There's a hard cap in the NFL. You cannot go over this. In the NBA, if your salary cap is over an amount, it is a significant penalty for you to do it. What's the penalty in college athletics? What are the rules now in college athletics? Darren Peterson at the end of the season could transfer to Kansas State. He could transfer to Kansas State. You can't do that in the other sports. There's rules against it. So I hear what these coaches are saying, and we want oversight and we want guardrails. Mike Gundy said that. We want more guardrails in place. All of those things sound good. Are you guys going to follow the rules? Because the rules are only as good, A, as the people are set to follow them, and the enforcement of said laws. The enforcement of it. They put up a speed limit sign. Yeah, they give you a little bit of grace. They don't pull you over if you're going 36 and a 35. They give you that little buffer. But hey, if you drive this, we all know what the penalty is. You're going to get stopped. You can't even really argue the ticket. Are they willing to have a system like that in place? And my other question for college athletics is not even really when it comes to paying the players. It's, are you willing to share the resources? The Cowboys don't own their own television rights. The league owns them. Hey, we're going to put all of our resources in one pool, and we're going to go to CBS to get them to pay all of us, and we're going to share that money evenly. Is Alabama ready to share some of their resources with Vanderbilt? Because this system could work if Alabama is willing to take a little bit less so Vanderbilt can have a little bit more. That's how the NFL works. The NFL doesn't work like baseball. The Cowboys don't have this payroll and this team. No, everybody has the same. We all are on the same accord. College football could have that. Why couldn't they have it? But that means you got to give Boston College the same resources that you're giving Penn State. And I don't know if that's the way college football operates because they've never operated this way. College football is the person that complains and complains about something, but you know will have no action in trying to change it. They just want to complain about it. And we all have that friend. Oh, man, well, you're not going to do anything. Yes, you gained a little bit of weight. Are you going to go get a membership? Well, if not, then why are we talking about this? Here, let's go get some pizza. That's college football. We're going to complain about the problem, offer up a solution, but we will never do any of the actual actions to try to solve our problem. They could get a commissioner. We name you the commissioner. How hard is that? Hey, all the conferences have come together to determine this person is in charge. They don't need our approval to hire a leader. Just hire one. They've been talking about this, Rob, for 20 years. Go hire Nick Saban to be the commissioner right now. Who's stopping you from doing it? Mark Emmert with the NCAA? They can't stop you from doing anything. So you guys have the solutions to solve your problems. You guys just don't want to solve your problems because if there is any sport where everybody is out for themselves, it's college athletics. They are not for the group ever. They're not even for the group in their own conference. They're not even for themselves and the guy down the street. No, so you guys will do nothing about it. You will change absolutely nothing. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, your home for the best food takes in KC.
Regular old American nachos. You know, I don't need jalapenos with mine, just chips, cheese.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5 The Fan.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Oh, Downy in the rinse straight.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Flooded bathroom? AC on the fritz? When things go wrong, you need reliable service fast. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter and take $50 off any HVAC, plumbing, or electrical repair over $200. The pros at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to fix the problem. Over 40 years experience, more than 8,000 five-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee means you can trust Hamilton to bring comfort and calm back to your home. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Missouri sports fans, I got great news for you. Underdog is now available to play in your state, and you can go yard all baseball season long with Underdog's Champions Game. As we get ready to roll into the 4th of July holiday, the baseball action is heating up, and Underdog is a leading place to make all of your sports selections. To play, all you have to do is download the app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like home runs, total bases, and so much more. And once that entry feels good, you can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Maybe it's time for Vinny Pasquantino to start heating up, and you love the over on his total bases this weekend. Download the Underdog app and sign up with promo code BOB to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit with promo code BOB. Must be 18 and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See UnderdogFantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Circa Millions and Circa Survivor are back with millions in guaranteed prizes. Details at circasports.com.
Circa Millions and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
While I'm headed out near Blue Springs, you've got 470 northbound. 2 lanes are blocked, 1 lane open at 40 Highway. Down near Shawnee, 35 southbound. The ramp to 18th Street still closed. The right lane blocked there. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center in Val. 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Be sure to follow The Drive on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Rob, do you collect anything? I just simply ask this because, today is Eric Hosmer bobblehead doll. I know you don't collect that. You're not really a shoe individual. You're not really a card individual. Is there anything that you would say that you collect?
That's a good question. I don't think I would consider myself a collector of anything. I have I have a handful of like cool retro jerseys. I have a handful of like hats I wear, but I wouldn't call myself a collector of any of those things.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I just was wondering if you were a bobblehead individual.
It's never moved me.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Are you a collector of any kind? I mean, I guess does shoes count? I guess you.
No. I mean, I don't think I collect shoes.
I wouldn't call you like maybe you are a sneakerhead, but like the people that are like camped out for drops.
I definitely was when I was younger. I'm not really into it. I mean, I certainly know what's coming out, and I'll get a pair of shoes from here and now, but I'm not in it like the way I was when I was in college. I don't care that much anymore. No, I don't think I collect any individual thing. I don't think I collect anything. I was just really curious. I mean, there's some people we know collect bobbleheads. I'm sure there's some of you that just have a bunch of bobbleheads. Yeah, I'm just not really me.
I mean, I remember when we first started doing the show together, remember the Pokemon and all that stuff was like a really big deal, and like the NFTs. None of that stuff has ever been a thing. Like it has not ever interested me, but maybe I'm the outlier.
Yeah, no, it's just not really my thing. Text line 913-586-7965. I imagine there is a group of you that are going out there. I tried to get Rob. They had these Mahomes jerseys for $20. I tried to get Rob one. He said he didn't want one. So we were sitting there looking. I was like, hey, Rob, these are the real ones. They were on the Fanatics website. I'm like, hey, Rob, they got a Mahomes, had the Super Bowl patch on there for $20. I was like, hey, Rob. He's like, no, I don't really want one.
Yeah, you said, hey, Rob, talk about it for 2 minutes after 25 minutes of, look at this Chris Webber, Michigan.
I did
crispy.
Get it. I did get it, too. I was like, oh, I got to get that one. Rob was like, I don't want that Mahomes jersey because he's a little doughy in the middle. That's what you said. You said he's a little doughy in the middle, and you were like, no, I'm not getting that.
You know what?
That's what you said.
With the climate we're in, don't be saying that.
I'm just telling you.
Don't be saying that.
I'm telling the people what you said. You said you weren't getting the Mahomes jersey because he's a little doughy in the middle. That's what you told me.
1,000% inaccurate.
That's what you told me. You said he had more rolls than a bakery. That's what you told me when we were back there hanging
inaccurate.
out. That's what you told me. All right. I want to play this for you before we get out of here. I'm actually going out to the game tomorrow, so I will be at the Mets game tomorrow. They said it was going to rain today.
And supposedly storms tonight.
Yeah, that's what they said. So I don't know, but that's what they said. I'm actually taking one of my friends from the Infinity Sports Network on CBS. He takes a trip every year to a different away stadium. He's a Mets fan. This year, it was Kauffman Stadium. So this is his first time in Kansas City. He just flew in today, so I'm about to hang out with him after I get off today, going to get some barbecue.
How many barbecue spots are you hitting? Because this is an important question when you bring out-of-towners in.
Probably 2. I think we'll go to 2.
I feel like 2.5 is a good number to set it at when you have out-of-towners in town.
Yeah, I think we'll go today and tomorrow. We're going to go get barbecue today, and then we'll go get some tomorrow for sure.
I feel like we have too many good restaurants in town to be like, people are like, yeah, I do only barbecue. That's too much. We got too much
this
quality
is actually,
in
you know
town.
what? I don't even want to play this anymore. I want to tell you this. So he told me that his goal is to go to all 50 states, right? His goal is to go to all 50 states. So obviously he's in Missouri, right? The stadium is in Missouri. So I was like, well, what are you going to do in Kansas? I was like, well, we're going to get barbecue in Kansas. Like, does that count? He's like, no, I got to do an activity. So I was like, okay, well, what are you doing? He went to Wamego today.
That is an unbelievable answer.
I'm serious. He went to Wamego today, and then on the way back, he stopped in Topeka.
Topeka? Topeka.
I'm simply telling you that he said he has to go to somewhere in all 50 states.
Did he consult you on it? I know you're not a Kansas expert, but
come on, Rob.
You sent him to Topeka?
I know I crack jokes and I make fun. I get that. I would have just told you, hey, man, go to Lawrence. I would have told you that. Like, if you really just want to go to Kansas, go to Mass Street, walk around, go to Lawrence, go see Allen Fieldhouse, and come back home. I wouldn't have told you to do all of that. Like, if you don't just want to go over there, let's just go to Hollywood Casino. Like, we could have just went to Kansas for an activity. But, like, if you want to say I did a thing in Kansas, I would never tell you to go to on your free Friday, I would never tell you to drive by yourself to Wamego and then on the way back stop in Topeka. I would have never told you to do that.
I mean, Wamego, at least they have is it Dorothy Museum?
Yeah, that's why he wanted to go to the Wizard of Oz
I
Museum.
get it. You'll have to explain to me Topeka. That makes literally no sense to me.
It's the capital. I don't know.
One thing all Kansans agree on, Topeka stinks. Me and John Kurtz, we don't see eye to eye on a lot. He thinks Avery Johnson is special. I think he's average. We disagree on a lot. We both hate Topeka.
Okay, I'm just telling you. Somebody said anywhere is better than Topeka. I guess. I don't know. But I try to stay out of Kansas business. That's what I try to do.
Saying he saw our worst is an understatement of the year.
I'm actually going to Kansas on Sunday. I don't know if this is like a public thing or not, but there's some barbecue contest that I'm going to.
I didn't know about the barbecue contest. Doesn't mean it's not public.
Oh yeah, I'm going to it. I'm the judge or something. I don't know.
I feel like you should know more.
I don't know.
If you're the judge.
I don't know. Cody and Alex were like, hey, we can't go to this. Do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, fine. If you need me to do it, I'll be a team player for the station, but I don't know what I'm doing. It sounds great, though. They have been very friendly to me at the barbecue competition. They're excited that I'm coming, but I don't really know much about it. Sit there and eat. I think I can do that. I think I can handle that portion of it. I had a lot of fun this week. Hopefully you had a lot of fun this week. We'll catch up with you next week. We have Missouri Day, Kansas Day, K-State Day. It's the All-Star break. I'll let Daniel Craig take you home.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison. Watch the show on YouTube by subscribing to the 965 YouTube channel. The Drive, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5, The Fan.
Gear up, race fans. Sioux Cup IndyCar Race Weekend is roaring into Iowa Speedway July